Rárá o.
Tẹ̀síwájú ẹ̀já tẹ̀síwájú. Ẹ ti máa gbọ́ gbogbo ìgbà dúró àwọn òṣè Nàìjíríà mọ́ Nàìjíríà ti ẹ̀sìpáyà wọ́n fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wá wọ́n máa pàdà wọ́n máa kó ọkọ́ wọ́n máa kó gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n máa nígbà wọ́n máa ṣára wa kábàkábà jà fún àwọn nítorí pé àwọn fẹ́ wọlé nítorí ambition wọn wọ́n máa pa àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa báwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa bọ́ jáde wọ́n fẹ́ protest wọ́n máa yìnbọn fún wọn wọ́n máa kó àmì lọ sí ìjọba pa wọn ọ̀dọ́ ìjọba pa àwọn èèyàn tán àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ fẹ́ ṣèjọba yẹn lórí Nàìjíríà ti expire láti 1914 ọmọ màmá jẹ́ kẹ́ yìí mọ̀ ni ọ̀yẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ ẹ wo $100 note yìí $100 yìí ẹ wò níbẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti pé 100 years ní 2014 so àsìkò tó láti ẹ wo $100 note yìí $100 yìí lọ́tọ̀ níbẹ̀ kí Haúsá lọ́tọ̀ 100 years so ẹ̀yẹ wọ̀ wá láti ẹ̀kọ́ pọ̀ fún Yorùbá nation òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá òun là ń jà fún ẹ̀fọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ níbẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti ẹ̀jọ̀ pọ̀ sí wa ẹ̀tù wa lẹ́yìn àkọsí tó owó wà láti ẹ̀wọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá Yorùbá nation awareness lágbé wá sí wọ́dọ̀ yìí báyìí ní ìlú Òkò ní Ogbomosho bí báyìí ẹ̀yin Yorùbá ẹgbẹ́ yìí síta àsìkò tó fómìnira alójẹ́kẹ́ mọ̀ nìyẹn nípa àsìkò tó àwọn tó pín o àwọn tó dìklẹ̀ Yorùbá nation ẹ gbáradì o ẹ lọ gbáradì àwọn òṣèlú Nàìjíríà mọ́ o ló going back a ò padà rárá àwọn tó dìklẹ̀ Yorùbá nation àwọn tó ṣe mẹ́ta ara nì ẹ lọ gbáradì ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kẹ́ ti àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lẹ́yìn. pọ̀ kẹ́ ti àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lẹ́yìn. àti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè pa àwọn ìdílé àti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Àwọn afẹ́ dádúró.
nígbà ayé dé pẹ̀lú bí ẹyẹ yìí bàbá yìí lọ́wọ́ ayé Nàìjíríà àbàdà bàdàgbà yìí ọlọ́gbà yìí pé Nàìjíríà àbàdà bàdà bí ẹyìn náà ọ̀n Nàìjíríà àbàdà ẹ̀yìn àbàdà níjọ́rọ̀ bí wọ́n àdà àsìkò tó ẹ̀wọ̀ $100 note yìí ẹ̀ máa rí níbẹ̀ ó ti pé 100 years 2014 mẹ́rin Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ pín torí rẹ̀ láti jáde síta ó ti pé 7 years again sí Nàìjíríà ti expire by ó ti pé 7 years sí Nàìjíríà ti wọ́n bá ọmọ wa sùn lóko ọba òyà wa sùn nínú oko ọmọ ìṣàwọn wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ so ní pátápátá wọn tán àwọn olówó abẹ́ ṣèjọba lé lórí wọn ti ṣe kankan sórí ẹ̀ ní ìjẹta nílùú Katsina ní òkè ọya ní north ní Katsina àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣọ̀lú àwọn security network wọn local security network wọn wọ́n ti fún wọn níbọn AK-47 àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n fún wọn níbọn àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n fún wọn níbọn wọ́n jẹ́ kọ́mọ̀nà kó ojú Fúlàní tó èèyàn wa àsìkò tó ẹ lajú yìí sílẹ̀ àsìkò tó Sunday Igboho ó ti dé padà olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Igboho ó ti dé padà àsìkò tó àmọ́ tó dìklẹ̀ Yorùbá nation orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ẹ jáde síta ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ yé wò wá ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà ẹ̀yin bàbá wa ẹ̀yin ìyá wa ẹ̀yin ọmọdé ẹ̀yin àgbà ọkùnrin lóbìnrin ẹ jáde síta ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fọ́mùlà Yorùbá àsìkò ti tó jáde jẹ́ wá tó a ò ṣe mọ́ àtìlájú àtìtají àti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ní kíákíá. Kéde o ẹ̀yin èèyàn wá ẹ jáde síta fún òmìnira Yorùbá nation. Àwọn kì í ṣe olóṣèlú o àwọn kì í ṣe APC o a kì í ṣe Labour Party o a kì í ṣe ẹgbẹ́ olóṣèlú o ìrere Yorùbá nation lámútọ̀ yìí wá o ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà ẹ̀yin ọmọdé ẹ̀yin ọmọ obìnrin ọkùnrin ẹ jáde síta o Yorùbá nation orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ẹ jáde síta òmìnira ti dé o òmìnira tẹ́ fẹ́ ó ti dé ìyà ò ní jẹ wá mọ́. Òmìnira Yorùbá nation làwọn mú wá tọ́ yìí wá lónìí ẹ̀yin ará Òkò nílùú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ yìí ẹ jáde síta Nàìjíríà ti kú Nàìjíríà ti expire ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀ wo gáàsì wa gáàsì tàbí dáná àwọn náà là ní epo àwọn náà là ní gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn là ní gbogbo resources.
Yorùbá nation Yorùbá nation Yorùbá nation ẹ jáde sí ẹ jáde sí ẹ jáde sí Yorùbá nation ẹ jáde dálẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá rere.
Òmìnira káàárọ̀ oòjíire lámútọ̀ yìí wá ẹ̀yin ọmọ Oòduà àsìkò tó fòmìnira ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lọ lé ilé wa la wà Yorùbá nation no going back ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kẹ́kìdé àsìkò ti tó àsìkò tó ilẹ̀ olómìnira ti dé òmìnira ti dé o Yorùbá nation no going back.
Àwọn ọlọ́kọ̀ rẹ̀ sọ sílẹ̀sì rẹ̀ sà rẹ̀ sà.
À ń tẹ̀síwájú báyìí. Ẹ̀yin ìyá wa yìí bàbá wa ẹ jáde síta. Yorùbá nation òmìnira Yorùbá ẹ̀yin náà wo bí nǹkan ṣe wọ́n ẹ̀yin náà wo àwọn ọmọ wa wọn ò lè lọ sí skul mọ́ nítorí pé kí ni gbogbo nǹkan ti wọ́n àwọn wa wá ń drop out ní school àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ sí school mọ́ ìyà ń jẹ wá. Kéré o ó dé padà. Yoruba nation no going back.
Yoruba nation. Ìgbésẹ̀ ó dé padà.
Àṣẹ àṣẹ. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Oòduà òmìnira ti dé o 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 Yorùbá ẹ ronú o ẹ jẹ́ kẹ́nu yìí kò ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Òkò nílùú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ẹ dìde.
Àṣẹrú Awúsá mọ́ o.
Àṣẹ mọ́.
Ẹni bá ní ká tún wá máa ṣẹrú kò ní dáa fún.
Àṣẹ.
Àwọn ẹṣẹrú Fúlàní.
Àṣẹ.
Àwọn ẹṣẹrú Awúsá. Yorùbá làwa. Yorùbá ni wá. Ẹnìkan wà ní sọ pé káwọn lọ máa tẹ̀lé àwọn èèyàn kó jẹ́ pé màálù jẹ́ wọ́n lógún tó èèyàn lọ. Yorùbá làwa ọmọ Yorùbá kìkì. Yorùbá nation.
No going back.
Yorùbá nation.
No going back.
Yorùbá nation.
No going back.
Nígbà wọn ni a máa tẹ̀lé àwọn Fúlàní. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì pẹ̀lú kò ní á. Àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n gbá màálù sùn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àtà tí wọ́n gbé wọn fún wa, wọ́n wá fi ká sí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn nígbà tá a pòfẹ́sọ̀ káàdé kọ́ la máa ṣe káàkiri ẹni tí ò lọ sùn fún àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ẹ wá tún sọ fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀.
Wọ́n sọ pé àbá kú sóko ẹrú.
Àwọn ò lè kú sóko ẹrú o.
Àti ìlàjú o.
Yorùbá làwa ń wá o. Yorùbá ní sàlá fẹ́.
Òmìnira ti dé o. Òmìnira ti dé o.
Yorùbá ní sàlá wa ń wá o.
Ológo ibà.
Àwọn ò sọ pé ẹ̀yin tó ń sọ̀sẹ̀lú. Ẹ padà wálé. Ẹ má jẹ́ káwọn Fúlàní ó pa wá. Àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn wa ní AK-47. Àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn wa AK-47 ló yẹ wọ́n fún wa. Tó bá bá àmọ̀tẹ́kùn AK-47 wọ́n lè.
Big Bobby. Ọmọ Olúwa ti gbé bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Amalgamation in Nigeria, created by the hand of black men. Where the black never see the lies. Location line, that is what it is. The country where the leader said the people's glory. They turn their children to prostitute, and they turn poor children to terrorists. Now, terrorists on the takeover. Yoruba people say we know they do again. Say how we do our nation, that is what we want now. Freedom, 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 freedom. When the prophet come up, free us. Freedom, 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 freedom. Now, location náà ìlú Boko Haram, ìlú àwọn hush politician àti x-men. Fake promises everywhere, fake miracle everywhere, fake news anywhere. Odùduwà people wanna go, Biafra people wanna go. Location 419 need to break for. Freedom, 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 freedom. We need a freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom. Free education and hustle. Good security na one chance. Over 100 million people don't work. All my niggas need a job and know they see work. They want to go to farm. A fool at 60 is a fool forever. Emma Sue.
Navy blue check. Yakama. 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 That's Ibo. That's Ibo. Ibo. One that you are confused. The land is too much. 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 Yakama. Yakama. Let's go.
ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ọlọ́pọlọ pípé ọ̀mọ̀wé ń bẹ àgbẹ̀ ń bẹ iṣẹ́ ọnà ń bẹ kákó ni mọ́ra kákọ́nilé káyé ní sí kásọ̀rọ̀ tútù tó yọjú lápò òwe ìbáwí òwe ìkìlọ̀ òwe ìwúrí lọ́rọ̀ bá sọ̀rọ̀ àkàwélé ńkọ́ ibi ìgà. Adéwálé fún wa ibi ọjọ́ ibi gàgà oṣù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o iwájú lójú ń gbé òkè níjọ
a kí gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjìrè níbikíbi tí ẹ bá tó tutù láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ wa tí a ti ń wò wá while we are waiting for the signal láti Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ ní ìlú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ a dúpẹ́ fún àwọn tí wọ́n gbé rálì náà kalẹ̀ àti gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń fi ìrànlọ́wọ́ láti jẹ́ kí gbogbo rálì tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ nígbà tí a bá ń dúró de signal ẹ jẹ́ ká tó máa ṣe àwọn àlàyé kéékèèké tí kò yé gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjìrè orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koikimedia èní ni 25th of September 2022 aago 2:30 òun ló ń lù nílùú London níbi tí a ti ń gbétò yìí wá níbi tí à ń retí àwọn ọmọ wa ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ tí signal bá ti padà wá as soon as the signal bá ti padà wá a padà sí inú rally yẹn United Nations Declaration on the Right of Indigenous People mo sọ ní àná nígbà tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń pè wá pé àwọn rí àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ kan pé United Nations wọ́n ti approve wa àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo iná rẹ̀ ti bá lẹ́tà yẹn pàdé n ti máa sọ fún gbogbo wa ni pé irú àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò wá láti ẹnu bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye àti gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ olùdarí Yoruba Nation so that is a fake news that is just being circulated lóòtítọ́ lódodo a sì máa congratulate ara wa náà ni ó pẹ́ náà ni ó yá ni tí àsìkò yẹn bá máa fi máa tó gbogbo wa náà la máa jubilate la máa congratulate ara wa àmọ́ àwọn in tó yẹ ká ṣe máa mọ̀ tó yẹ ká fi máa bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ òun ni pé rally ń bọ̀ láìpẹ́ bọ̀ kí rally tó tún dé ńkọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ò mọ àǹfààní àti pé ìjà lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti sọ pé a fẹ́ dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀yà gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè ìyẹn la máa fi kọ́ra wa ní òye ní ọ̀sán yìí bí ṣe sọ mo monitor screen mi as soon as ti bá ti rí pé signal bá ti wá láti Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ a máa stop conversation yẹn a lọ straight síbi tí rally yẹn ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bí ti ṣe sọ gbogbo ẹni bá bá irú lẹ́tà tí wọ́n circulate ní àná tí ó ń sọ pé United Nations ó ti ṣe gbá ó ti ṣàwo gbogbo tí kò máa sọ fún yín ni pé that is not a confirmed information but what do we need to know when it comes to our right òun ni mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí okay kò ń ṣe article yìí ni à ń wá. While I'm still waiting for that article, I would like to appreciate every single one of us that have joined us. Yoruba Nation is the only way out. If anybody is talking about any other thing, it is not going to work. Nigeria has come to its final stage. Àwọn nǹkan báyìí ni mo fẹ́ fi ṣàlàyé fún wa. Indigenous people, kí ló ń pè ní indigenous people? Indigenous people mean pé àwọn ẹ̀yà. Tí a bá dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀yà báwo la ṣe máa ń dá ẹ̀yà mọ̀ a máa sọ pé ẹ̀yà kan èdè kan, ìṣesí kan. Àwọn ò ń ṣe ẹ̀yà Haúsá, bẹ́ẹ̀ a kì í ṣe ẹ̀yà Ìgbò. Kò ń ṣe pé a hate àwọn ẹ̀yà méjèèjì yìí, àmọ́ òyìnbó ní 1914 àwọn ni wọ́n kó gbogbo ẹ̀yà mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yẹn pẹ̀lú gbogbo ẹ̀yà tó kù tí a mọ̀ sí almost 371 tá a bá fi Yorùbá náà sí. 371 ethnic groups ní British government níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn àtàwọn monarchy system àti àwọn tó colonize wa. Britain ló colonize Nigeria. Kò ń ṣe Nigeria nìkan ni wọ́n colonize India náà. But it seems ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n rò pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà. Èmi á dẹ̀ máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà o. Bíyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan bá ń sọ fún wa pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn dáadáa pé Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà. Lugard òun ni ó dá Nàìjíríà. Ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún British government as a governor administrator. Òyìnbó tó dá Nàìjíríà tí ó pè wá ní Nàìjíríà òun náà à ń pè ní Lugard. Ojú ẹ̀ òun lẹ̀ ń wò yìí. Níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, arákùnrin tí ẹ̀ ń wojú ẹ̀ níwájú mi, ẹ rí i pé òun àti nígbà tó ń ṣe gọ́vnà yẹn òun lélẹ́yìí, òun ló dé fìlà pẹ̀lú àwọn nígbà colonialism la máa ń pè níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Gbogbo wa dá dúró náà ní nígbà táwọn òyìnbó máa dé, àmọ́ fún ìdí tó yé àwọn torí pé kò tí ì yé àwa. Arákùnrin tí ẹ̀ ń rí tí ó dé fìlà akoto tó wà láàrin àwọn, ẹ rí pé ẹ̀yà tó dúró tì á máa pè wọ́n ní ẹ̀yà Haúsá àbí the northern part of Nigeria lénìí. Lugard yẹn náà ni ẹ̀ ń wò yìí. Òun ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún British government. Gbígbà ẹ mọ̀ pé nísìnyí a ní àwọn tó ń pè ní governor lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, a ní president, a ní senator. Níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, arákùnrin yìí òun ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún àwọn British government as a governor administrator. Òun wá wò pé nígbà tó jẹ́ pé the northern part of Nigeria, ìyẹn northern kingdom, because kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Nigeria níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Òun ni pé òun wá wò pé ó bẹ́tà bí akọ́ òun lòun decide yẹn o. Ká kúkú pè wá papọ̀, ìyàwó ẹ̀ àbí girlfriend ẹ̀ Laura Shaw òun náà lẹ́ ń wò ní iwájú yìí fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá dá àwọn àwòrán wọn mọ̀. Elédùmarè ti dá wa dáadáa káwọn tó dé, àmọ́ bá ti ṣe máa ń sọ ó yí Ọlọ́run ọba níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn torí pé àwọn kan ní báwo gan ló ṣe kó gbogbo alẹ́rú tó tẹ̀ fi di pé a tún wá di ẹrú òyìnbó. Níbo ni Elédùmarè wà? Níbo ni Ọlọ́run wà? Ihun tí a lè máa sọ fúnra wa ni pé nígbà tí a ti wá mọ bó ṣe rí tẹ́lẹ̀, ṣé ó wá bàjẹ́ ni pé ká padà sí bí a ti ṣe wà? Kò sí kankan tó wrong níbẹ̀. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó ń wo politics tèmi, àwọn ń wo politics ni wọ́n wo the implication of tí a bá continue nínú Nàìjíríà, we are not going to have our real identity. An identity dẹ̀ ṣe pàtàkì. Identity òun ni the first key point ìdí tá a ṣe fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Tí a bá lọ wo kí ni meaning identity, kí ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ gan?
Identity.
The fact of being who or what a person or thing is. Tí a bá ń pera wa ní Nàìjíríà tí a dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí àwọn politicians wa máa sọ fún wa pé àwọn máa unite wa, that means pé a ti sọ
identity.
A ti sọ identity wa nù. Lótìtọ́ o ní passport tó ń pè ní Nigerian passport, ìyẹn ò kì í ṣe real identity ẹ. Ìyẹn ni èyí tí Lugard create nítorí pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti ń bẹ kó tó di pé Lugard dé as a governor administrator. Kódà ní gbogbo ìgbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe colonialism tí wọ́n ń kó wa lẹ́rú, ẹlòmíì ò mọ tó ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹrú ni pé èèyàn tí wọ́n tà kúrò lórí ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbé lọ sí ibòmíì. And that happened for more than thousands of years. Ni wọ́n fi kó wa lẹ́rú. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, tá bá ti rí signal, a máa padà sí ìlú Ogbomosho. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Today is the 25th of night, September 2022, 20 minutes before 3 p.m. local time. The question now is, ǹjẹ́ a ní ẹ̀tọ́ tá bá wo document tó wà níwájú mi? This document is a colonial report. Níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, ẹ rí pé wọ́n ń pè bìkan ní Northern Nigeria. And this report was 1902. There's a lot in that report. But in tí mo fẹ́ ká focus lé lórí, òun ni ǹjẹ́ a ní ẹ̀tọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀yà láti béèrè fún ìtànfẹ́ yìí. Ìtànfẹ́ yìí ò kìí ṣe pé à ń béèrè gẹ́gẹ́ bí jàgídíjàgan. No! À ń béèrè nítorí pé ẹ̀tọ́ wa tí òyìnbó gbà lọ́wọ́ wa, kí ni wọ́n gbà lọ́wọ́ wa? Wọ́n gba ìtọ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa lélẹ́yìí.
Identity.
Nísìnyí, identity yẹn ó ti wá ń create a lot of problem. Tí a bá wo àwa tí a wà lẹ́yìn odi, tí èèyàn bá commit offence, a mọ̀ bóyá ọmọ Hausa ni, bóyá àwọn ẹ̀yà míì ni, bóyá ọmọ Igbo ni, àbọ̀mọ Yorùbá. Àmọ́ nígbà tí a bá ti dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú ara wa tí a máa ṣèjọba ara wa, eléyìí ò kìí ṣe pé à ń ní Yorùbá nation is a politics. Kò ń ṣe politics. Kò ń ṣe pé a lọ register Yorùbá nation sí abẹ́ INEC. Àwọn ò kìí ṣe PDP, a kìí ṣe APC, a dẹ̀ kìí ṣe AAC. Yorùbá ti dá wà as a kingdom before Nigeria. Òyìnbó ló change narratives yẹn. Òyìnbó ló dàrú. And lẹ́yìn nísìn òyìnbó sì tún sọ fún wa pé kí a kíìpù Nàìjíríà yẹn, even though pé àwọn ni wọ́n da gbogbo ẹ̀rú mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, òyìnbó ló gba.
Identity.
Ṣé àwa lè change identity ọmọ Britain? Imagine tí bá sọ fún ọmọ Britain lẹ́ni pé mo máa change identity ẹ sí ọmọ Germany. Imagine the kind of ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣàpèjúwe báyìí. Ǹjẹ́ a lè kó German, àwọn Denmark àti àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìlú ká wá kó gbogbo wọn papọ̀, ká wá pè wọ́n lórílẹ̀-èdè kan? Ẹ rí i pé àwa tí à ń gbé nílùú òyìnbó tó bá jáde lórí London Underground, wàá máa gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi èdè. Kí nìdí tí wọ́n ṣe ń sọ èdè yẹn? Nítorí pé
Identity.
Òun ni identity wọn. But àwọn politicians ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n mọ̀ pé identity wa kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà. But in tó ń ṣe ni pé àwọn sọ pé since tí Lugard ti pè wá ní Nàìjíríà ní 1914, a ṣe máa keep union yẹn kájọ máa bára wa ṣe lọ títí. Èmi wá ń béèrè pé for how long ni a fẹ́ máa ṣe yẹn? Because if we continue to pretend as if the problem is not there, the problem will remain there because lè ní unity. We can never have a unity, and everybody knows that there will not be peace in Nigeria. Kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ 1999 constitution. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn yẹn? Àwọn yẹn is just another angle. The main angle ni pé identity wa gangan tí wọ́n fi dá mi mọ̀ pé èmi lọmọ Yorùbá, tí a fi máa dá ọmọ Hausa mọ̀, tí a fi máa dá ọmọ Igbo mọ̀. Àwọn kan tẹ́ ń béèrè pé nígbà tí ẹ bá ní ẹ fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation, níbo lẹ máa kó àwọn minority sí? Mo ní àwọn náà ní identity tí wọ́n fi lè dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. My name is Ọláyọmí Koiki, and welcome once again to the program. Eléyìí ò ṣe pé à ń bínú ẹ̀yà kan, but à ń bínú nítorí pé identity tó jẹ́ tiwa gangan òyìnbó ti tọ́jú ẹ̀ sí abẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Tí a bá dé kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, identity yẹn kò lè ever lótìtọ́ wa máa tabarí ara wa nísìnyí. Ẹ wo àwọn ìyá wa Lady Best, wọ́n ṣe program kan ní Italy lánàá. Ẹ rí pé nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe program yẹn, a ti rí pé identity ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n, but nísìnyí wọ́n ò pè wọ́n ní ọmọ Yorùbá ní Italy, wọ́n kàn ń pè wọ́n ní Nigerians but the Yorubas from Nigeria. Ṣé rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ìgẹ́ta sí bí tá a bá ń sọ pé Nigerians àtúnṣe wa ń sọ pé Yorùbá Nigerians but Igbo Nigerians Hausa kò make sense. And this is why history was taken away from us. But today, we are now asking ourselves, ǹjẹ́ a fẹ́ keep identity wa or we want to lose the identity? Because àwọn tó ní ká keep Nigeria bí àwọn politicians olóṣèlú in tó ṣe ni pé wọ́n sì fẹ́ keep the identity tí àwọn lugard tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún the colonial masters. Kò dẹ̀ ń ṣàwa nìkan la ní problem yẹn. There is a lot of people that are having identity crisis. Sori ẹni tó bá ti ní identity crisis tó fi di pé wọ́n ò lè mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní ẹni yìí. Lótìtọ́, à ń sọ pé we are Nigerians, but that is not the real identity of who we are. Our real identity has been kept away, and that is why we are saying, should we deceive ourselves or should we be in reality and say that, yes, we don't have any issues with anybody, but we are saying that our real identity has now been shielded away from us. Our real identity has been hidden away from us, and it is not giving us the opportunity as people. The whole issue about the 1999 Constitution is just a side part of it. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the program. Yoruba nation must stand. Yoruba nation is the only option that can actually give us what we want. And if anyone is still thinking that we should allow our identity, that is the most important aspect of our lives, to be under Nigeria, we will have a lot of issues. Once again, when I get a signal from Ogbomosho, I will take us there. But for now, I'm not seeing any signal. So that literally means the network is not working as we expect, which is the norm in the contraction known as Nigeria. My name is OLAMILEKAN. Ǹjẹ́ àwọn politicians wa mọ̀ pé our identity is not the one that we have been told right now? I can confirm that they know. Every single politician in Yoruba land knows that our real identity, ẹ̀rí pé wọ́n ń ṣe ọdún ọlọ́jọ́ nísìn, identity wa nìyẹn. Because interfin dára wa mọ̀ nìyẹn. But in tó ṣe ni pé wọ́n protect identity wa, wọ́n gbé sábẹ́lẹ̀, wọ́n wá dá Nàìjíríà lé lórí. And if we allow that to continue, we are also part of the problem. We need to allow Nigeria to be dissolved. And when we say we should dissolve Nigeria, does not mean a war. We are just saying that as the people, Tabade Lowo, Article 11, United Nations Declaration on the Right of Indigenous People. Also, I normally talk about the Resolution 1514. The Resolution 1514 is a very, very important document that every Yoruba sons and daughters must have. It gives you everything you need to know. That intan ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn is not a crime. And nobody should tell you, tẹ́ bá ti lọ jáde, wọ́n máa mú yín ni, wọ́n máa pa yín ni, ọkọ̀ máa pa gbogbo wa ni. Ṣé rí gbogbo language wọ́n máa pa gbogbo wa yẹn? Ó máa ń bí mi nú. I hate to hear that language. Ọkọ̀ máa pa gbogbo wa ni. Èmi á máa béèrè pé how? Tí ìṣàlàyé okay wọ́n máa kó bọ̀ síta. Ṣé tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wá pa wá yẹn? Ṣé àgbáyé máa wá dákẹ́ ni wọn ò ní dá sí ni? Àbí àwa náà ò ní ṣe nǹkan kan ni? Because we have the right to defend ourselves. So when people say we will be killed, we will be massacred, the world will just keep quiet. See those era anymore. We are now living in an era that if anything happens in Nigeria today, the world must also say something. But one thing is, I want us to look at that document in front of you. Declaration on the Granting of Independence. Why granted that declaration the United Nations as against that document that was traveling all over the place yesterday. Whoever put that document out, is not doing good for the Yoruba people. Yes. Okay. I think I can see a signal. Let's see if we can go back straight to Ogbomosho, and I'll end this broadcast. What I'm saying right now, because I guess I have a signal from our team that are broadcasting for us, the Koikimedia team. Let's go and listen to it.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ má bínú sí wa nítorí pé nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì bá ò dá rárá bíbá wọ́ọ̀sì gan-an ó rí wọ́ọ̀sì gan nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì ò dá ẹ má bínú sí wa a sì wà nílùú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ a ti tún dé ìrẹsà láwa bíbá yìí no going back a wà nínú ọjà ní ìrẹsà l'Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́.
Pátápátá àwọn ẹ̀yà wa tí wọ́n ti torí Yorùbá tí wọ́n fi wá síbí. Ìta àfẹ́ ni pé àfẹ́ báwo lórí ikú ṣe mọ́. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti wá gbé ti tó gé o. Tí wọ́n ṣe bẹ́rù gbà wá láàfin jáde látọjọ́ yìí. Ilé bàbá ni ẹ̀dẹ́rù bẹ ni. Yorùbá làwa àlọ́ lóhùn. Ìlú wa làwà. Òsì lọ́ńbẹ̀. Ààrẹ wa ó yẹ kó máa sọ Yorùbá sí. Ó yẹ kó ọlọ́pàá máa bá wa sọ Yorùbá. ABC wa Yorùbá. Ó yẹ kó máa mú AK-47. Láti máa fi dèfẹ́ǹdì wa. Àní wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé ká máa sọ hospital ọ̀fẹ́ lórí kíni. Ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́. Àwọn bàbá ṣe títí gbogbo ẹ̀. Alákòóso bó ṣe yẹ kí ìwé lórí yìí. Àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n lọ kàwé ní èkó, àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n lọ sùkúl láti bí ọdún kan lẹ̀. Ṣé yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀? Ṣé bá ṣe máa kọ̀ntínú nìyẹn? Gbogbo ẹjọ́ bá ní wọ́n máa ṣe lọ́wọ́ Nàìjíríà. Kò ní dá fún wa. Àṣẹ. Ìjọba ní báwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní dá fún wa. Yorùbá ló ṣàlàwà fẹ́. Ṣé ìmọ̀ ilé àti àwa ní ìlú Ìrẹsà
ọjà ìrẹsà ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ la wà ẹ wo àwọn ọmọ gẹ́gọ́ sẹ́gbọ́n bàtà gbogbo ẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi ló ń tà kiri àwọn àgbàlagbà lọ́mọdé lágbà fún olóńgbò tó ń tajà orí tó ń kọ́bọ̀ àwọn ọjà bí ẹ kí ó wà nílé ilé wọn lágbàlagbà ẹ bá wà nílé ó máa rí ẹ̀sìn ó máa sinmi. Network yẹn ò sọ ẹ̀kú dá. Ẹ̀ka ọmọ nípa tẹ̀síwájú fọkàn ilé àtòhun tó dá. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde. Bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ẹ̀ka sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yàrá ọjà mo rí gbogbo yín wò wá ẹ̀ ń wò pé àwọn olè kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ kú ọjà ọmọ kí yí o ilé òmìnira fún Yorùbá làgbẹ́tọ̀ yìí làmúwátọ̀ yìí wá àwa ò bá àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn olóṣì àbá wọn ṣe mọ́ ẹ wo bàbá wa Nàìjíríà ti expire ní 2014 ọkọ̀ wa pọ̀ ní 1904 ní 1904 ọkọ̀ wa pọ̀ ní pé ká di Nàìjíríà Yorùbá ọjà wà ní ẹ̀tẹ̀lẹ̀ ni Yorùbá ti wà látàyédáyé kó tó di pé wọ́n kọ̀ wa pọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ní 2014 ó pé 100 years tí Nàìjíríà tó expire ẹ wo 100 naira note yìí ẹ máa rí níbẹ̀ ẹ mú ẹni tó bá ní 100 naira lu yìí ẹni tó bá ní 100 naira lu yìí kó wò níbẹ̀ ó ti pé 100 years Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ pín Ìgbò ó gbọ́dọ̀ lọ Haúsá ó gbọ́dọ̀ lọ Yorùbá ó gbọ́dọ̀ dá dúró àsìkò ti tó Yorùbá nation ló going back ni nítorí yẹn láyé ṣe kí ni láyé jáde síta gbàtàrí pé àwọn àgbàlagbà wa ẹ̀ lè jà fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ṣe bọ́ta o ẹ sọpọ́tù wa kẹ́ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fún ilẹ̀ Odùduwà fún òmìnira ilẹ̀ Odùduwà ẹ̀yin náà wo bí nǹkan ṣe wọ́n nísìn ẹ̀yin náà gbọ́ ọmọ kékeré ṣe ń gbọ́yé ń kiri àwọn ọmọdé ẹ̀kọ́ máa kàwé tó ẹ̀kọ́ máa kàwé wọn ọdẹ ẹ̀kọ́ wà ní skul lẹ́ni ọjọ́ ìsinmi ọ̀ ń kiri àwọn àgbàlagbà àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà ní ẹ̀kọ́ wà nílé ẹ̀kọ́ rest ọwọ́ ń tajà kiri nínú oòrùn sódà ọmọ àwọn ìyá wa ọ̀ pa wọ́n lóko ọmọ àwọn bàbá wa ọ̀ pa wọ́n wọ́n bá àwọn ìyá wa sùn wọ́n bá àwọn àǹtí wa sùn àwọn tó bá ti wá sílé nílé kọ́ wá ṣe kí ni kọ́ wá dá iléeṣẹ́ lẹ̀ fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wọ́n máa mú wọn wọ́n máa pa wọ́n wọ́n máa kidnap wọn wọ́n máa gbówó lọ́wọ́ wọn wọ́n tún máa pa wọ́n jẹ́ òun ló fẹ́ dópin màmá wa ìgbà tí wọ́n bí yìí wọ́n sọ fún mi pé Nàìjíríà mọ̀dà àbí wọ́n sọ fún mi kọ́ nìyẹn ni ṣé Nàìjíríà ti wá dáǹsì gbàgbọ́ bí àwọn. sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ àbẹ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ. ẹ̀yin ẹ̀yà mi táwọn ọmọ yín náà tó máa ń sọ fún wọn pé Nàìjíríà tó dáa ni. àwọn ò kì í ṣe olóṣèlú ìjà wa àwọn kì í ṣe olóṣèlú. lẹ́nu yín láì sọ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ. gbogbo nǹkan sọ náà ló dáa. bó ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ rí náà rè ni bó ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ rí náà rè ni a máa pín náà ni. bẹ́ẹ̀ni. bó ṣe máa rí náà rè ni. bó ṣe máa rí náà rè ni. bó ṣe máa rí náà rè ni. ẹ ṣe ìyá wa. ẹ ṣe ìyá wa. ọlọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀yà ará ọjà. Yorùbá nation. Now. Yorùbá nation. Yorùbá nation.
ọkùnrin mẹ́sàn-án ní fún àbárí lọ́kàn. Owó Yorùbá ó ṣe gbìyànjú tí ó lọ́kùn ní ó tún fi jẹjẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n láìpẹ́ yìí ó ti tún dé ohun. Àgbẹ̀bí tẹ̀sí lẹ́yìn. Àìgbọ́ra rẹ̀ lọ mọ́ wa. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ nígbà bá ń bì í.
Ṣé bí kò ṣe lọ iṣó tẹ́ yín lọ́rùn? Ṣé ìyá ń jẹ yín ní abẹ́ ìgbádùn? Ìyá gidi kẹ̀. Sọ́bẹ̀ kúsọ́.
Láti wá tẹnu wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ bọ̀tá tí ó fi lọ ọkọ̀ tó bọ́ sọ pé sáyẹn lọ́dọ̀ bọ̀tá ọkùnrin mẹ́wàá kẹ́lẹ́ ọjọ́ ìfọ́rí àkúrò àfọ̀ṣẹ́ ọmọ ọmọdé ọmọ ìsìnkú ọmọ bọ̀tá ó ṣe é bọ̀tá. Àwọn ti gbé ẹrù ẹṣọ́ ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ẹ̀yin bàbá mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àti ẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ mi nínú ọjà yìí. Ṣé rí nǹkan tí ò yé wa ó pọ̀ ju nǹkan tó yé wa lọ. Ṣé rí àwọn olóṣèlú Nàìjíríà ayé wọn ti bàjẹ́. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ayé wọn ò tí bàjẹ́ ni 1914 ní àwọn òyìnbó ni wọ́n fi di àwa èèyàn àti àwọn ẹranko papọ̀. Wọ́n wá ní pé tó bá ti di lẹ́yìn 100 years tí gbàgbé wa ò bá ti wọ̀ oníkálukú máa lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Ẹjọ́ ṣé máa gbé àwọn àtọwọ́ tó dé pọ̀ tó wọ̀. Wọn kò bára mu tẹ́ báwo ojú wa ò jọra wọn, ìwà wa ò jọra wọn. Ìwà la sì ń wá lóko ẹrú. Ìdí nìyẹn tí àwọn tí Elédùmarè wá kó jọ wípé kí a máa sọ fún ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa wípé kò sí bẹ̀rù kankan nínú pé kí èèyàn sọ pé òun fẹ́ dá dúró. Gbogbo àwọn ìlú bẹ́ẹ̀ ń wò tó wà lókèrè yẹn náà gbogbo wọn náà lọ ti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn náà ni wọ́n ti jọ wà papọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ rí. Ṣùgbọ́n nísìnyí tó oníkálukú wọn lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ oníkálukú ń gbègbè sí ayé ẹ̀. Sẹ́rí tí ìran Yorùbá bá dá dúró láàárín ọdún márùn-ún sígbà tá a wà yìí ní bẹ́ ibi tá a wà yìí ní dámọ̀. Ọwọ́ ọkọ̀ wà tó jẹ́ wípé ọmọ ìlú gangan ni wọ́n. Tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè ti fi ọwọ́ wọn sókè lókè òkun. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀rù ń bà ọ́ láti wá sílé láti wá lè rẹ̀ nítorí pé bí àwọn Fúlàní má bàa jí wọn gbé nítorí pé kíjọba Nàìjíríà má bàa pa wọn. Ṣẹ́rí tí ìran Yorùbá bá dá dúró ọmọ ìlú tó ti ṣoríire nílùú òyìnbó ó wà bí kò sí. Ọmọ ìlú tó jọmọ bíbí ìlú tó jọmọ bíbí ìlú ó ti ṣoríire lókè òkun ṣùgbọ́n ní ìgbà láti wá sílé. Gbogbo ọdún wọ́n dẹ̀ ń rí ní ìlú òkè òkun gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fẹ́ wá ṣe sílé ṣùgbọ́n ọwọ́ èmi àtẹ̀yìn ló kù sí èyí tí àwọn olóṣèlú tí wọ́n tàn wá ó ti tó jẹ́ ìyá tó bí ìyá tèmi mo mọ̀ ọ́ dáadáa mo bèèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé ìyá àgbà kí làwọn olóṣèlú máa fi ń kàmpẹ́ fún yín wọ́n ní a máa ṣe ná a máa ṣe títì a máa ṣe omi òun làwọn olóṣèlú fi kàmpẹ́ nígbà ayé ìyá tó bí ìyá mi nígbà tí ìyá tó bí ìyá tèmi náà mo jẹ́ mọ̀mọ́ báwo làwọn olóṣèlú ṣe máa ń kàmpẹ́ ìfẹ́ yìí wọ́n ní a máa ṣe ná a máa ṣe títì a máa ṣe omi a máa kọ́ ó di mélòó ìyá tó bí ìyá tó bí ìyá mi ó sọ fún mi ìyá tó bí ìyá lórí òun náà sọ nígbà tí àwọn olóṣèlú lẹ́yìn tó túbọ̀ tẹ̀ ń gúnyàn.
Inú èwo bá ọmọ ṣe pọ̀ bóyá ń tajà kiri ẹ bá ọmọ ẹ ṣe rọ́ọ̀sù ẹ wẹlé náà ó tẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ ó gbówó. Òmìnira Yorùbá la mú tọ àwọn ará ìlú Ìrẹsà ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ la mú tọ̀wọ̀ wá. Now. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, àṣẹ.
Nítorí pé bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń fún yín ní 200, 500 ní ọdún mẹ́rin yẹn ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó dùn mọ́ wọn tó tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn ṣùgbọ́n tí ẹ bá ti yarí fún wọn wípé láìpẹ́ yìí afẹ́ kí ilé Yorùbá kó dá dúró àwọn fresh tó máa ń pariwo lónìí Awólọ́wọ̀ bàbá wa ní Kẹ̀nẹ́ ó ṣáájú France ní tẹlifíṣàn ẹ wò ṣé tó bá dé France ṣe tún lè rí àwọn lébà ìṣe tí lè rí ní France mọ́ kò sí nǹkan báyìí níbẹ̀ mọ́ àti aṣáájú wọn lajú ẹ wọ́n rí nǹkan kan wà tó jẹ́ wípé wọn máa fi ń dẹ́rù bá àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n ní tá a bá dá dúró ìyá máa jẹ wá.
ìyá wa ẹ má ṣe dìbò mọ́ ẹ má ṣe dìbò mọ́.
ìyá ìpọ̀ afẹ́fọ́lọ́wọ́jà afẹ́fọ́lọ́wọ́jà Nàìjíríà yìí gbogbo nǹkan bí gbogbo nǹkan tí ń lọ yìí kò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn kọ́lọ̀ ọ̀hún ẹlẹ́dàá kó gbà wá lóko ẹrú kó mú wa kúrò lóko ẹrú bọ́lá bá wí pé ká dájú á kúrò lóko ẹrú wọn lágbára Ọlọ́run á kúrò lóko ẹrú.
òun lẹ̀ ń wò yẹn àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n fẹ̀dúnú wọn hàn ní ìlú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ lọ́mọdé lágbà lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin gbogbo wọn ti jáde tù wá a wà ní ọjà Ìrẹsà ní ìlú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni no going back àwọn ọmọdé ló kàn ń tajà kiri nígbà ẹ̀wọ́ yẹn pọ̀ tó àwọn ọmọdé ẹ̀kọ́ máa kàwé wọn ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ máa sinmi
ẹ máa rẹ́pù ọmọ ìyàwó wọn ẹ máa ta àwọn ọmọ wọn. sọrí láti ìgbà tí àwọn ata ti gbọ́jú wípé ìdí tí àwọn Fúlàní fi wá fi màálù jẹ oko wa nìyẹn láti ìgbà yẹn làwa ti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ wípé bí a kì í bá ní gbé a kì í sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ra kó pàpà ìdí nìyẹn táwa fi wá jáde ta fi sọ fún ìyàwó pé àwọn olóṣèlú ìwọ̀n hẹ́ẹ̀pù yín rárá bí àwọn oníyìí wọ́n gba ayé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn jẹ́ ni tó jọba ti lè lo kọ̀ọ̀kan láti sọ fún wọn wípé àbá yín ṣe mọ́ ọdún mẹ́rin tẹ fífún wọn láìsí agolo kọ̀ọ̀kan ní àtàwọ̀dọ̀ fit wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ìran Yorùbá dádúró wọ́n mọ̀ wípé ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ti tán sórí ìdí tí àwa Yorùbá fi fẹ́ dádúró ó pọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ sórí àwọn mineral resources ta ní ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nígbà wọn ní ní ilẹ̀ Haúsá wọn ní ní ilẹ̀ Ìgbò sórí àkàndẹ́tìtì tí Yorùbá bá dádúró lẹ́nu yóò wọ gbogbo àgbáyé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ṣù tó tó sílẹ̀ ṣé ní Haúsá ni wọ́n ti lọ kó wọn ṣù wá ṣé ní Haúsá ni wọ́n ti kó wọn ṣù wá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tìmátì tó wà lẹ̀ ṣé ní Haúsá ni wọ́n ti kó wá owó là ń ṣàgbèjì wọ́n máa ń fún ìlú wa ní they are fully lost tí a bá fi lè ní determination wípé a fẹ́ dádúró lẹ́yìn tí lẹ́mọ̀ ìtìrọ̀ Yorùbá bá ti lè dádúró báyìí gbogbo wa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbádùn ṣé wọ́n ní àǹfààní tó wà ní Yorùbá nation òun ni mo fẹ́ máa kà fún wa díẹ̀ yìí ṣé ní tí a bá gba Yorùbá nation yìí tán ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ òun ló máa wà hospital ọ̀fẹ́ òun ló máa wà ṣé ní gbogbo amáṣe náà máa ṣe títí táwọn olóṣèlú fi máa ń kàpé fún wa yẹn ìwé máa bá ti lè gba Yorùbá nation ó ti dókun Yorùbá nation mo kí ẹ̀yin ìyá mi mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá mi mo kí ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àtẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ mi nínú ọjà yìí ẹ túbọ̀ bá wa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn àwọn àǹfààní tó wà nínú kí Yorùbá dá dúró kò kéré rárá o ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé ní ọ̀gá mi lọ́wọ́ kó máa bá sọ̀rọ̀. ẹ ṣe ọmọ bàbá ṣe rí ara àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí ọmọ bàbá sọ ó ní wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Benin Republic ìlú tí ó kú Ọ̀yọ́ state rárá ni gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ti sá lọ bọ̀ wọn à lépo wọn à lé dáko òkú nìkan ni wọ́n ní wọ́n ń gbélé ayé wọn pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn àwọn kan náà sọ fún wa pé ìjẹta ọba dádúró ṣé ìyò ní jẹ wá àwọn tí wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yín o torí olè tí wọ́n fẹ́ tà ní ìyàwó ní jẹ wá alépo adigbò kò sí ìpínlẹ̀ yẹn máa ń ní wọ́n máa ń pè é irọ́ ni wọ́n ní àwọn ní ọ̀pá aṣojú láti dádúró gbogbo tó ń bá dádúró wa ní àbẹ́gbẹ́gbẹ́ àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n gbé ráìsì kó gbogbo kàfá àwọn èèyàn òní wọ́n parọ́ tí wọ́n sọ fún àwọn èèyàn pé àlẹ́ dádúró ẹgbẹ́ kan àwọn ará bí tọ́ba bí bẹ̀rù wọ́n fún ọlọ́pàá tó ní sí lọ́dún ọ̀la wọ́n bá wọn ṣe omi sínú ọgbẹ́ wọn tí wọ́n fi máa wẹ́ẹ̀tì ìta wọn wọ́n sọ fún wọn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n wá ní nǹkan oko wọn ọ̀dà ṣé ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n pa ó lè ní gbogbo wọn ó lè ní gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n dábẹ́ dàbúrò Yorùbá nation ló lè ṣe Yorùbá ní ló lè ṣe ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀fẹ́ gbogbo ọ̀fẹ́ tá a bá ṣe omi ọ̀fẹ́ ilé ọmọ ọ̀wà gbogbo ọmọ ọ̀wà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó ohun tá a nílò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní o àbáwọn ẹranko ṣe mọ́ àbáwọn wèrè ṣe mọ́ àbáwọn ajínigbé ṣe mọ́ àwọn tí báyàwó wá sùn àbáwọn ṣe mọ́ àwọn oníjọba túláàsì tọ́jà wípé tá a bá dìbò ìbò tá à ń dù ó kọ́ ní pé àwọn èèyàn wọlé ẹni tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ kó wọlé ní wọlé àfẹ́rù àwọn èèyàn bá mọ́ àwọn alábẹ́ni tó tọ́ àwọn alábẹ́ni tó yẹ ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n pé àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n tún máa lò jọba lé wa lórí àwọn olè àwọn jìbìtì ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n pé wọlé wa lórí mọ́ o. Yoruba nation.
Now.
Yoruba nation.
Now.
Yoruba nation. Kí ló lọ́ọ́ Sunday Igboho ṣe? Tí wọ́n fi lọ lé rẹ̀. Ìpàtọ́ ẹ kí wọ́n kó lọ sí Bọ̀rọ̀nù. Ìpàtọ́ ẹ wọ́n kó lọ nù kó Sambisa. Wọ́n kó lọ lé olóyè Sunday Igboho. Wọ́n pàdé gan. Wọ́n pa àfà. Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pa àwọn èèyàn tí ò mọwọ́ tí ò mẹsẹ̀. Lórí kíni lórí pọ́ní ọ̀fọ̀ àwọn èèyàn bí ilẹ̀ kí wọ́n máa lọ gbogbo àwọn tó lọlé Sunday Igboho ìtọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí fọ́nà òjò sí náà ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn ẹ̀mí ayédè pé wọn lọ wọn bá bá gbé Sunday Igboho wọlé agbára wọn wà á ká wọn gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ wá àwọn òun ní àdéjọ ìkàlẹ̀ fún yín wọ́n ti sọ fún wa kó lè níyẹn wọn wá gbé Sunday Igboho kalẹ̀.
A wà ní ìlú Ogbomosho. Koikimedia bring you the world closer to your doorstep. Beginning 25th of September 2022. Àsìkò tó fún Yorùbá o. Àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń fún lówó tí wọ́n ti wá ti láìsí. Ẹ má dìbò mọ́ o. Ẹ má dìbò fún wọn mọ́ o. A ò ṣe òṣèlú mọ́ o. A ò ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. Àsìkò tó fún Yorùbá nation. Àsìkò tó fún Yorùbá o. Yorùbá nation la fẹ́ o. Ẹ̀yà náà ọjà. Ẹ̀kú ọjà. Yorùbá nation la fún tọ́jú wa. Àsìkò ti tó. Àsìkò ti tó. Ẹgbẹ́ òsòkè o. Ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fún òmìnira Yorùbá. Ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ a ò ṣòṣèlú mọ́ o. Ẹ má dìbò. dìbò mọ́ o. Nàìjíríà ti kú o, Nàìjíríà ti kú, Nàìjíríà ti tọ́, kò sí Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. A máa declare Yorùbá nation láìpẹ́ o, a máa ṣe rally láìpẹ́ o. Ẹ mọ́ ṣọ́ ẹ bá dìbò mọ́ ṣọ́ mọ́ o. Àsìkò ti tó fún Yorùbá nation o, àsìkò ti tó fún àti dádúró o. Ìyà ti jẹ wá tó o, ìyà ti jẹ wá tó o. Ẹ fọwọ́ ẹgbẹ́ sókè, ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀, ẹ dìde. Yorùbá nation, Yorùbá nation, Oòduà nation. Àsìkò ti tó o, ẹyẹ yọ wá. Àsìkò ti tó o, ẹyẹ yọ wá dìde. Ẹ má dìbò mọ́, ìyà ti jẹ wá tó. Ẹ má dìbò mọ́, òmìnira ti dé o, òmìnira ti dé o. A ò ṣe PDP mọ́ o, ẹ wò wọ́n, ẹ wò wọ́n PDP, ẹ wò wọ́n PDP, ẹ wò wọ́n APC. A ò ṣe olóṣèlú mọ́, ìyà ti jẹ wá. Olè, olè.
Koikimedia bring you the word.
Olè, a ò ṣe mọ́, a ò ṣe PDP mọ́. Ẹ wò ó, olè, you be scam, scam. Ṣé ẹgbẹ́ olè, Nàìjíríà na scam. Olè, PDP, olè, APC, olè, Labour Party, olè, gbogbo wọn, olè, Ṣèyí, olè, gbogbo wọn, olè. A ò ṣe mọ́ ọ́. Ẹ wo àwọn omidan, ẹ wò wọ́n, wọ́n ní kiri, wọ́n bá wọn kàfé. A ò ṣe mọ́ o, ìlú yìí wọ́ọ̀sì o, ìyà ti tó gẹ́, ìyà ti tó gẹ́. A ò fẹ́ wò lórí burúkú ṣe mọ́ o, ayé wọn ti bàjẹ́ o, ẹ má dìbò mọ́ o, àsìkò ti tó fọ́mìnira o, àsìkò ti tó fọ́mìnira, àsìkò ti tó ìyàwó àwọn wa, àsìkò ti tó ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa, ọ̀sìkàmù wa. Sunday Igboho ti dé padà. Àmọ́ tó ti fẹ́ Yorùbá nation, ẹ má jẹ́ kọjá ìlẹ́nu o, ẹ lọ gbáradì. Ẹ lọ gbáradì. Àmọ́ tó ti fẹ́ Yorùbá nation, àmọ́ tó ti fẹ́ o. Sunday Igboho padà bọ̀, ẹyẹ yọ wá, ẹ jáde síta, ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀, ẹ má dìbò mọ́ o, ẹ má bá wọn lóṣèlú ṣe mọ́ o, olè ni wọ́n o, a ò ṣe mọ́, àsìkò tó òmìnira ti dé, olóṣèlú olè ni wọ́n olè, wọ́n sàmù yìí ni o, Nàìjíríà ti kú, Nàìjíríà ti tó, ó ti tó gẹ́, àsìkò tó òmìnira ti dé, ìyá wa. Òmìnira ti dé. A ò ṣe mọ́, a ò ṣe òṣèlú mọ́, a ò ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ́. Àsìkò ti tó o. Òmìnira ti dé o. Yorùbá nation, Oòduà nation, òmìnira Yorùbá nation. A ò bá wọn ṣe mọ́ o. Yorùbá nation. No going back, now. Ẹ má yẹ kó yá ìlẹ́nu o. Ẹ má yẹ kó yá ìlẹ́nu o. Abẹ́jà dúró ni o. Àmọ́ tó ti kílẹ̀ Yorùbá nation. Ẹ má yẹ kó yá ìlẹ́nu o. Ẹ̀yin ará ọjà, ẹ̀yin ará ìlú ìrẹsẹ̀. Ẹ má yẹ kó yá ìlẹ́nu o. Yorùbá nation. Yorùbá nation, a ò jìyà mọ́ o, àwọn ò jí níyà mọ́, Nàìjíríà ti kú, Nàìjíríà ti tọ́, Yorùbá nation, àsìkò ti tó fọ́mìnira, òmìnira ti dé, ẹyẹ wò wá, ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fún Yorùbá nation, fún òmìnira Yorùbá nation. Ìyà ti jẹ wá tó, bàbá wa, ìyà ti jẹ wá tó, ìyà ń jẹ àwọn ọmọ wa, ìyà ń jẹ àwọn ọmọ wa, wọn lọ sí ikú mọ́, ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ìyá wa, ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa, ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọ̀gbà wọn sùn, ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn káàkiri, àsìkò ti tó, wọn lè lọ́lọ́ṣèlú, ẹ má dìbò mọ́, àsìkò ti tó, òmìnira ti dé, òmìnira ti dé. àmọ́ tó dìgbẹ́ Yorùbá nation mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yá ìyẹn a ò ṣe olóṣèlú mọ́ a ò dìbò mọ́ bọ̀bọ́ lápàtà a ò dìbò mọ́ ẹ kò máa gbọ́lé lórí yìí a ò ṣe olóṣèlú mọ́ ó lè ní wọ́n ó lè àwọn arábí ó lè ní wọ́n
ẹ padà máa gbàwé ni.
àbí.
àwọn Yorùbá nation.
lógo ibà.
Yorùbá nation.
lógo ibà.
a ò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀lú mọ́.
a ò ṣẹ́rú mọ́. a ò ṣẹ́rú mọ́. a ò ṣe PDP mọ́. a ò ṣe APC mọ́. a ò dìbò mọ́. òmìnira ti ṣe. ìjà ti jẹ wá tó. ìjà ti jẹ wá. ìjà ti jẹ wá tó. a ò ṣe mọ́. a ò ṣe mọ́ o. a ò ṣe mọ́ ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́. ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà, ẹ̀yin ìyá, ẹ̀yin bàbá, ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kẹ́ dìde. Ìjà ti jẹ wá tó. Wọ́n máa kó àjẹlé yín lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n máa kó àkélé yín lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n máa ní kẹ́ máa para yìí nítorí pé àwọn fẹ́ wọlé. A ṣe mọ́, a ò dìbò mọ́. Yorùbá nation now. A ò tẹ̀lé wọn mọ́. A ò ṣẹ́rú mọ́. Àṣìwọ́ ti tó. Ojú wa ti là. Ojú wa ti là. A ò ṣe mọ́. A ò ṣe mọ́ o.
Òṣèlú àwọn àbò kí mọ́, òṣèlú yóò bá káwọn náà lọ́mọ òṣèlú lọ́dọ̀ wọn, káwọn náà lọ́mọ òṣèlú
Koikimedia bring the world closer to your doorstep. Àṣìwà nílùú Ogbomosho ibẹ̀ la ṣì wà báyìí. Là á ṣe ìwọ́de fún òmìnira Yorùbá. Yorùbá nation, Yorùbá nation la gbọ́dọ̀ ìwà. A ò dìbò mọ́. Ẹ dìde. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ẹ dìde. Ó dé padà. Yorùbá nation. A ò ṣe mọ́ o. A ò ṣe mọ́ o. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ẹ yé dìbò mọ́. Ẹ yé dìbò mọ́. Ìyà yìí ti tó. Ìyà yìí tó gẹ́.
Yóò ṣe pásítọ̀tì yóò wọ́n máa gbé ìlú wa. Àbẹ̀kẹ́ yóò máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ́ kó wa máa. Àbẹ̀kẹ́ ní sẹ́sàn láìsẹ̀ máa sùn èkó. Láwọn sọ yóò bá. Báwo bá bá púpà àṣírí bọ́ọ̀lù.
Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ìyà tó gẹ́, ìyà yìí ti tó. Ìyà yìí ti tó. Yorùbá nation. A ò ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ́. A ò ṣe mọ́. Abẹ́dá dúró.
Yorùbá nation lásán o. Àwọn òṣèlú olórí. Àlejò káwọn kan máa pera wọn gómìnà. Káwọn kan máa pera wọn ní nǹkan míì. Yorùbá ló sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn fẹ́ o. Yorùbá ló sọ̀rọ̀ fẹ́ wọ́n tó àti o. Àti bàbá wa ní o. Ẹ̀rọ ní o. Bàbá wa ló ní. Yàrá ló yẹ sí o.
Koikimedia bring you the world closer to your doorstep. A ti wà ní ààfin ọba Ìrẹsà bẹ́ẹ̀ la wà báyìí. Ààfin ọba Ìrẹsà pupa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ la wà báyìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Koikimedia bring you the world closer to your doorstep. ẹni jù báyìí lọ ẹ̀yin yọ̀wá ẹjọ́ wọn organize dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n a máa tún padà wá níbí báyìí nílùú yìí so ẹni rí jù báyìí lọ ẹ ṣé gan Koikimedia bring the world closer to your doorstep.
adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa tí wọ́n wà ní ìsàlẹ̀ ní ibi tí wọ́n ti ń bá rálì yẹn lọ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé network gbogbo ẹ̀ is part of the problem on the other side there. Orúkọ tèmi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. As I was actually educating us earlier, while I still wait for the signal again, hopefully we will get the signal and then I will come back straight into the broadcast to Ogbomosho. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa identity. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní identity? Òun ni a fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́lẹ̀ nǹkan. Identity is very, very important.
Identity.
Ìdí tí gbogbo wa ṣe ń sọ pé ká dá dúró kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà kò ju pé identity wa ó wà nínú Nàìjíríà. And ìlú tí kò bá ní identity ó máa difficult láti ṣe anything. You will not be able to do much. Lótìtọ́ lódodo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ká lọ ṣe 2023 election according to them. Ẹ rí pé wọ́n campaign, wọ́n jubilate, àwọn politicians. In tí wọ́n ń try láti sọ fún yín ni pé the more tí ẹ bá pẹ́ sínú identity Nàìjíríà yẹn, the more the problem. So àwọn fẹ́ jẹ́ kí a keep identity tí kò ń ṣe tiwa because our real identity, mo dẹ̀ máa fún yín ní evidence yẹn nísìn in just about a few minutes. Ì máa fún yín ní evidence tó indicate pé identity wa gangan kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ yín nísìn. Identity wa gangan kò kí ń ṣe kí ni mo sọ, kò kí ń ṣe Nàìjíríà. Identity tí gbogbo yín rò pé àwa ni Nàìjíríà, it is a lie. And this is that evidence. I think I have that video ready. Let's go and watch this short video. Next week Friday, Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, ibẹ̀ ni gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ti wáyé ní gbogbo area. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí Jonathan sọ ní bíbá.
How we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria.
Now, mo fẹ́ kí a farabalẹ̀ kí a gbọ́ in tó sọ, màá tún rewind ẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí. Ṣé rí, mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa identity lọ́lẹ̀ nǹkan. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, bí a ti ṣe ń sọ lọ. Èní ni 25th. So that means pé ó kù ọjọ́ 5 lénìí tí lẹ́tà tí bàbá wa alànà Professor Banji Akintoye tí wọ́n kọ sí ìjọba Buhari. Èní ló pé ọjọ́ 5 tí lẹ́tà yẹn tó máa expire. Kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí lẹ́tà yẹn bá expire? Ẹ jẹ́ kí olúkálùkù wa kí a máa rò lọ́kàn pé kí ló lè ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí lẹ́tà yẹn bá expire? What do you think would happen lẹ́yìn tí lẹ́tà yẹn bá expire? Now, Jonathan sọ kankan níbí báyìí. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mò ń sọ pé kò síyàn kankan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Lugard, arákùnrin tẹ́ ń wò níwájú mi, òun gangan ni ó jẹ́ governor administrator níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun. Ẹ mọ̀ pé a máa ń pè wọ́n ní aláwọ̀ funfun nítorí pé bí Ọlọ́run ṣe dá wọn nìyẹn. Ọlọ́run náà dẹ̀ dá àwa ìran ọmọ aládé, ìran tí à ń pè ní ìran Yorùbá, ó dá wa dáadáa. Àmọ́ nítorí pé in tó yé àwọn àmọ́ tó fi di pé wọ́n decide pé àwọn máa pè wá ní orúkọ tí Elédùmarè ò fún wa. Àwọn ọba wa mọ̀ nípa gbogbo tí mo sọ yìí o. Kò sí ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí ó lè fọwọ́ gbáyà pé àwọn ò mọ̀ pé a kì í ṣe Nigerians. The word Nigeria is a fallacy. It is the creation of the British government. And if you listen to what Jonathan is saying here, he actually said it very well. Kò wá ń ṣàwa nìkan là ní problem yẹn. Once again, tá bá ti rí signal, a padà sí Ogbomosho. Àwọn ẹ̀yà Igbo náà complain. Tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ ìdárábìnrin sọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ àgbọn tó sọ díẹ̀.
From the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria.
Okay, ẹ gbọ́ ìtò sọ́ndẹ̀ yẹn. Ó ní this country that the British imposed. Kí ni meaning impose? Tí a bá lo the word impose, kí ló mean? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wá English dictionary impose. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan impose, kí ni nǹkan tó mean? Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa ṣe àyàngbífọ̀ ẹ̀, ẹ bá wa ṣe translation. Ìtàn pè ní impose. Èmi á lọ bá yín wá English ẹ̀ jáde. Òun lélẹ́yìí.
Impose.
Tó bá pè nǹkan ní impose, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá lórí fọ́nrán, ẹ bá wa táìpẹ̀ síbẹ̀. Mo kí yín o gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti wọlé, ẹja àkọ́kọ́ kí yín ní kíákíá torí pé ètò yẹn ó sì ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Mo kí yín bàbá wa ìyá wa Ruth Thunderball Roadman, and you are a blessing to the struggle for Yoruba emancipation and independence. We're extremely lucky to have you. Thank you so much. Mo kí ìyá wa Liz Dada. Akínọlá Adébáyọ̀, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ ni mo fi dárúkọ yín. Ìyá wa Mama Esther Robinson, Akin Benjamin Ọpẹ́yẹmí. Gbogbo yín lẹ́yìn ní pé kọ́ play audio bàbá wa Aliu. Màá sọ fún wọn àmọ́ ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe play. Though àwọn ọmọ wa méjì tó yẹ kó lọ léènì kọ́ lọ, àwọn yẹn ní flash drive. Àwọn tó lọ léènì àìtí ṣe flash drive tiwọn. Ẹ má bínú sí Koikimedia. A máa ṣe flash drive yẹn ní kíákíá. Mo kí yín bàbá wa Akànjí Saheed Adébánjọ Yusuf, mo kí yín. Alamu Senugbe, mo kí yín o. Prince Adéọlá Ọlámilékan, Prince ò kì í ṣe pet name, ìran ọmọ aládé ni wọ́n. Fátọ́kùn Dámiláre, mo kí yín o. Ọmọtọ̀ṣọ́ Láwùnmí, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ ni mo fi kí yín. Mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bàbá wa Lánre Mútọ́wá, mo kí yín. Ìyá wa Rebecca Owati Adémọ́lá Tàndá, mo kí yín. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ a sì need láti ṣe more flags. Flag ò sí nílẹ̀ mọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká túbọ̀ ṣe flag fún àwọn èèyàn wa nílé. Tí ẹ bá fẹ́ gba gbogbo ẹ̀, ẹ ní right láti gbà á. Ìṣirò 40p òun ni ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan bọ́ sí, but minimum of at least 100, at least a little bit more. A lè tètè ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo èyí tí a kó lọ́lé lẹ́yìn àwọn ńláńlá tó kù, tí a kọ̀ rọra ń tọ́jú pé tí rálì bá máa jáde, a gbọ́dọ̀ náwọn ńláńlá yẹn lọ́wọ́. Ìyẹn nìkan ló kù lọ́wọ́ wa. But for now, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá sì fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ lórí pé ká ṣe flag sí, ẹ jẹ́ ká tètè ṣe. Ẹni tó bá wá fẹ́ pé káwọn náà ṣe fáwọn èèyàn wọn, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ tí ì rí gbà, mo bẹ̀ yín ni ẹ má fi ṣèbínú rárá, nítorí pé intan sọ yìí millions ló yẹ kó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹ́ ẹ kọ́ máa pín sticker, pín this, pín that, but ìwọ̀nba tí àwọn diaspora tí ẹ̀ ń fún wa, òun náà la fi ń ṣe èyí tí à ń ṣe lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Now ẹ jẹ́ ká fi kíkí sílẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà lórí Facebook, mo rí ẹ ń bẹ̀ wà látà, àkúùsinmi ẹ̀mí, mo rí ẹ ń bẹ̀. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹ jẹ́ ń sáré padà. Mo máa play fídíò kan fún yín, but ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ àwọn fídíò tá à ń lò tán nísìnyí. Mo kí gbogbo yín. Kí ló ń pè ní à ń sọ òyìnbó kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ẹ̀wọ̀n pé òyìnbó kẹ̀rẹ̀ á máa burú báyìí. Nígbà tí mo sọ pé impose, kí ni meaning impose? Ta ló lè sọ meaning impose fún wa? Ta ló mọ meaning impose ní èdè Yorùbá ní kíákíá? Mo kí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bàbá wa Akínwùmí. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Àwọn ìyá wa kan pè mí, wọ́n ní Kóìkì ò kí ń kí wa ní Spain. Kí ló dé? Ṣé o mọ̀ páwọn èèyàn wà ní Spain ní Barcelona? Mo ní ìyàwó ẹ má bínú. Gbogbo ibi tọ́mọ Yorùbá bá wà náà láti ń kí yín pátápátá. Ìyàwó yẹn pè mí ní àná ní Barcelona. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà ní Barcelona pátápátá. Mo kí yín. Mo kí gbogbo wa níbikíbi dáwà. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ, mo ti rí lógò wọn náà. Ìyàwó Ruth, mo kí yín. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní impose? Tá bá pè kíní kan ní impose.
Impose.
Kí là ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ ní èdè Yorùbá ní kíákíá? Fipá fúnni. Wọ́n ní fipá fúnni. Ìyàn kan ní tipátipá. Impose means forcing something on someone. Wọ́n ti fi tipátipá lọ́ fi kó wa sínú ìlú tá à ń pè ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá gbọ́n tí arábìnrin yìí sọ. Nítorí pé nígbà tó sọ̀rọ̀ ní orí social media, gbogbo ẹ̀ ló dàrú pátápátá. A ṣe ń dúró fún signal ni. Tí signal yẹn bá ti wá, a máa padà sí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ agbọ́n tó sọ díẹ̀.
They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed.
Okay, ṣe gbọ́n nǹkan tó sọ. British British Empire, àwọn wo ló wá lò tó fi impose ẹ̀ lé wa lórí? Ẹni tí wọ́n lò òun náà ni bàbá tẹ̀ ń wò, bàbá lórí onírùngbọ̀n yòókẹ́. Òun là ń pè ní, wọ́n tún fún ní Lord, orúkọ ẹ̀ gangan ní Lugard. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré lọ wo kí ni history arákùnrin. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ ka history ẹ̀ díẹ̀. Torí pé àwọn history yìí, mo mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wá nílé wọn ní Koiki, wọn ní internet, wọn lè gbọ́ gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ yìí. But it's okay. Lugard was born in 1858. Ó dẹ̀ kú ní 1945. Ẹ sáré bá mi ṣe calculation yẹn. After tó ṣe amalgamation yẹn, ọdún mélòó ló padà wá lóko tó kú? Òun ti kú nísìnyí. Wàhálà tó gbé sílẹ̀, ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa Gregory. Wọ́n ní fipá bá lẹ́wà lórí. Fipá fipá gbalẹ̀ wa lórí wọ́n fipá gbalẹ̀ wa wọ́n fipá gbalẹ̀ wa. Ṣé rí arákùnrin tẹ̀ ń wò yìí bàbá ẹ̀mọ́ kí ìyàwó Rúkàyà àtọmọ́wùmí ṣe rí òun ti kú nísìnyí àmọ́ jàǹbá tó ṣe sílẹ̀ òun lèmi àti yín sì ń rán nísìn. Mo ṣẹ̀ bá àwọn bàbá wa kan sọ̀rọ̀ ní Leeds nísìn, mo bá àwọn ìyá kan sọ̀rọ̀ ní Canada nísìn, mo dẹ̀ ti bá àwọn ọmọ wa kan sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ rántí arákùnrin wa tí mo ní ó sick, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ à ń bẹ̀ yín tí a bá tètè kí a bá nírànlọ́wọ́ tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe fún wọn torí pé ó kàn need a bit of support just as usual. Ẹni tó bá sick nílé kí ló máa need support náà ni. Èmi ò dẹ̀ ní owó tá a máa gbé fún yàn kankan but mo ní a máa gbé tó wọn wá pẹ̀sẹ̀pẹ̀sẹ̀ but for now ẹ jẹ́ ká focus lórí eléyìí tí à ń bá lọ. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko o a sì máa gbọ́rọ̀ Jonathan yẹn tán ẹ má yẹ kí n jẹ́ kó máa pẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ́ ti Jonathan yẹn délẹ̀ màtàbá play ti Jonathan yẹn ẹ wá rí i pé lẹ́tà tí bàbá kọ sí President Muhammadu Buhari ní August 6 lẹ́tà yẹn máa expire ó máa expire ní ìjọ 5 sẹ́ni lára tí lẹ́tà yẹn dẹ̀ sọ òun náà ni Jonathan sọ ní bíbá ẹ jájọ gbọ́.
Thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought 4, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Ahmadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. The third, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country, but the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds.
Okay, they are historically different. Kí ni different yẹn? Òun ni pé èdè tí mò ń sọ báyìí, àfi Haúsá àbí Ìgbò tó bá ti pẹ́ láàrin wa ló lè gbọ́. Haúsá tó ò bá gbọ́ Yorùbá gbogbo tí mò ń sọ yìí, á kàn máa rò pé kí ni èdè tí ó lè mọ̀ pé Yorùbá ni mò ń sọ, bọ̀ kò gbọ́. Lótìtọ́ amọ̀káwọn Yorùbá náà gbọ́ Haúsá, a dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Ìgbò gbọ́ Haúsá, Ìgbò, but ìyẹn míì pé identity wa nìyẹn. Èèyàn lè gbọ́ àìmọye àwọn tó gbọ́ èdè, ṣèbí àwọn tá à ń gbé ẹni tó ń gbé ní Germany nìsín, ó gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ èdè wọn ní Germany, ẹni tó ń gbé ní Italy, ẹni tó ń gbé ní ìlú tí kò kí ń ṣe English speaking country bíi United Kingdom, ó máa láti lọ kọ́ èdè Sami Japan tó ń bẹ ní Japan tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ Àgbàlagbà Oyè bó ṣe ń gbé ní Japan yẹn pẹ̀lú àwọn ìgbọ́n mi Àkúrà àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń gbé ní àwọn ìlú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́ èdè tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá mọ èdè ẹ̀ lè gbé pẹ̀lú wọn. Kí wá ní ìdí tí a ṣe wá ń fọ́ọ̀sì ara wa nínú Nàìjíríà? Kí ló dé táwọn politician yìí ṣe ń fọ́ọ̀sì Nàìjíríà lé wa lórí? Ṣe rí i pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kù díẹ̀ ẹja gbọ́ tán.
In their religious beliefs and customs and do not show them.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá wa Akínwùmí wọ́n ní Nigeria is a British intention. Ìyá wa Rúkà àti ní Nigeria is not a nation, it is a mere geographical location.
There's any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity.
Ẹgbẹ́ mi sọ fún gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń pariwo Peter Obi, Atiku àti Tinubu pé British ní ó ní intention láti keep wa together. There's nothing eléyìí ò ń ṣe politics bá ti ṣe máa ń sọ. Torí pé àsìkò mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ padà sí program tó kù tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́.
It is only a British intention for the country. This is.
Okay, òun láti gbọ́ yẹn a máa fìyẹn sílẹ̀ for now a sì máa tún gbọ́ padà later but for now ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gbọ́ ti arábìnrin tí ìyẹn Dr. Ugo Anya ó sọ̀rọ̀ òun náà sọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn Biafra ti fẹ́ lọ àmọ́ àwọn ìlú wo lòun náà tún dárúkọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan tó sọ.
They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria, where they kind of took a bunch of independent nations who don't have anything to do with each other, don't even speak each other's language, don't relate. Many of them,
they don't even speak the same language. Where they smoosh you together, people think almost smoothies.
Were even enemies and warring at the time, smushed them all together and drew these arbitrary lines around them and called them countries and named those countries.
Right.
And then said, now y'all get along and do a country for us and be a union for us. And then go through, contentious, bloody independence processes that never really yield any real independence. You're still part of a commonwealth afterwards.
True.
And you have the eternal meddling in your affairs and the eternal extraction of your resources and the eternal fomenting of divisiveness and infighting in order to be able to control you. This is what an oppressor does, a colonizer does. These are tactics and strategies of dominance.
Right.
We were subjected to that as a larger unit of Nigeria. And then when the Igbo people said, we want our own thing, let's go and do that. Well, it so happened to be that the territory that this new country of Biafra was going to be in included very, very rich oil reserves. And the British were not going to let go of that.
Wow.
And the people that they had put in power, that their puppet Nigerian governments weren't going to do that either because they needed it for the Nigerian project.
Right.
And Britain needed it for its own interests and uses. So Great Britain got directly involved in this civil war and in the war for independence and decided that they would do everything to make sure that Biafra did not go.
Wow.
And this everything meant directly funding genocide of the people of Biafra.
Okay, evidence wà pé wọ́n supported and mo fẹ́ lọ mú evidence yẹn wá ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn ò ní jókòó sí orí ètò tí a ní fún yín ní evidence èmi kúkú kọ́ ni mò ń sọ gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ẹ mọ̀ pé tó bá yẹ pé Koiki ló ń sọ ẹ máa sọ pé ntẹ́mi bá ti sọ ẹ máa fẹ́ twist ẹ̀ èmi ò gbógun wá sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá o èmi kàn sọ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá fúnra rẹ̀ gan ó ti wà in danger ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ̀n tí former president Bill Clinton tó náà sọ níbí.
But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course.
Okay, Chegman tó sọ ó ní they want to be free to chart their own course. Bill Clinton ló sọ ó ní people don't want to be ẹja gbọ́n kan tó sọ ẹja padà sẹ́yìn díẹ̀ sí ẹja padà sẹ́yìn díẹ̀.
Controlled anymore.
People don't want to be controlled anymore.
Peter the Great and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control
in other words,
and people don't want to be controlled.
A fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Fúlàní máa control wa. A fẹ́ jẹ́ kí politician gan máa control wa. A fẹ́ jẹ́ kí èèyàn máa gbégbé àlàáfíà tó ní máa bẹ̀rù inú gbogbo sọmọ Nàìjíríà tó bẹ̀rù Nàìjíríà báyìí. Àwọn tó fẹ́ràn Nàìjíríà wọ́n tún bẹ̀rù Nàìjíríà. How can you say you love a country and you are scared of that country?
Anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials
the warden of Rhodes House, who was Admiral Viscount Montgomery's aide de camp in World War II, said, you know, you're going to have to leave Vietnam.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n tó sọ ní bíbáyọ ẹ farabalẹ̀ ó máa dárúkọ Biafra nísìn.
For the same reason we had to leave Nigeria.
For the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria, ẹ máa gbọ́.
We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war.
There was a horrible war. 3 million people died. Mo kí ìyàwó Janet Martin, Pastor Mo, mo kí yín. Lẹ́yìn eléyìí, màá wá play video because ọ̀dà pé I get signal láti Ogbomosho network ní dúdú lọ. I wá play video kan tó máa take wá fún bí i 20 minutes. Ìyẹn video Harold Wilson. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ẹni tó bá níbi kankan lọ. Happy Sunday mo kí gbogbo yín. Ìjẹ̀sìn kan là ń jà ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹ yé bínú sí oníṣẹ̀ṣe. Oníṣẹ̀ṣe yé bínú sí Kristẹni. Kristẹni yé bínú sí mùsùlùmí. Ìjà òmìnira là ń fẹ́. Bill Clinton sọ ó ní pé everybody wants to chart their own course. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbọn tó sọ níbí báyìí. Ó ní we were directly involved nínú ogun Biafra. Apadà fílẹ̀ náà ni.
Gonna have to leave Vietnam.
For the same reason
we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war. 3 million people died, but we had to go.
But kí ló dé tí Clinton sọ gbogbo eléyìí nígbà tó wà lórí oyè? Wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan báyìí tó bá wà lórí oyè. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó bá ṣe tán ni Elédùmarè máa ń kó sí wọn nínú. Ni àwọn alálẹ̀ máa kó sí wọn nínú gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí a gbọ́ rí tẹ́lẹ̀. Mo kí ẹ bẹ̀ Dáre Samuel. Gbogbo tí a gbọ́ rí tẹ́lẹ̀ la máa gbọ́ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó bá kúrò lórí oyè tán. Ẹ rí pé nígbà tí Jonathan wà níbẹ̀ kò sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀. Now I'm gonna play a video and I'm gonna mute my mic because ó rà pé signal máa pẹ́ díẹ̀ kó tó padà wá láti màá kàn máa monitor ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí signal ẹ̀ bá ti dé màá jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa mọ̀. But for now we need to just keep something going and èmi náà ní àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tí mo tún ṣe ní background. Ẹ má bínú tí ẹ bá rójú mi. I'm busy lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá. Let's just sit down, enjoy the àti wórí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àtẹ̀ máa send ẹ̀ sí wọn ní fídíò tí máa ń lò dáadáa ni mo fẹ́ lọ mú fídíò yẹn jáde nísìn. Bear with me once again to every one of you. Happy Sunday. Mo kí bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye, akí deputy wọn Professor Wálé Adéníran, mo kí ìyàwó Modúpẹ́ Modúpẹ́ Ọlá Onítìrì Abíọ́lá, akí CSI Sunday Ìgbòho Òòṣà Ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ní ká máa múra fún Rega rally tó ń bọ̀. Mo kí Dr. Kèbí ọ̀run kò sí, akí Chief Mamilẹ̀ Yorùbá, akí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbétò lórí YSDM, akí bàbá wa Ayílóge, akí Yonkan, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ Yorùbá Nation. Ẹ má yẹ kí èèyàn kan parọ́ tán yìí, akí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣètò yẹn tipẹ́ káwa náà tó kó sínú ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣàwàlà bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá Nation. Àwọn kan tí ń ṣe lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó di pé mo kí gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ aládé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá. Fídíò yẹn ni mò ń wá ẹ fún mi ní few seconds a máa rí fídíò yẹn nísìnyí. A wá play fídíò yẹn kákọ̀ fi kó tó di pé a tún máa rí signal láti fídíò yẹn wá dà báyìí o. Ó wà lọ́wọ́ mi ọkọ̀ máa ń dàbí ìgbà tí ẹ pé ti bá ń wà nígbà míì. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé irú fídíò bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ ká play ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ó lélẹ̀. I'm gonna play this video and then I will then mute my mic. It's gonna take about maybe 20 minutes. I'm not sure. I believe. Let's just enjoy it and then at least just so that we can refresh our minds that tí ìran Yorùbá ò bá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. Jerry Lugard, mo fẹ́ kálẹ̀ nǹkan sáré kálẹ̀. Frederick Lugard was born 1858. Ó kú ní 11th of April 1945. 1914 ló ṣe amalgamation. Òun ló dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. On January 1st, 1914, Lord Frederick Lugard, the governor of both the Northern Nigeria Protectorate and the colony and the protectorate of the Southern Nigeria, signed a document consolidating the two, thereby creating the colony and protectorate of Nigeria. Òun la ṣe ń bá fà láti sìn. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà o. Tí àwọn kan bá ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà, irọ́ plant lie. Òun ni ẹ̀ ń sọ fún àwọn ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire. Now let's go and watch this and then I'll mute my mic. Mo ń bọ̀ o. Òun dà. Ṣé image ló mú jáde ni? Image ló fún mi ṣá. Fídíò là ń wá àwa image. Kí la fẹ́ fi image ṣe kẹ̀? Alright, let me go and look for it again. Ẹ má bínú. Náà pé ẹ kó wà nínú archive àgàn. Ẹ kó wà nínú archive mi. Àfi kí wọ́n play ti bàbá wa Tọ́lá Adéníyì. Alright, tábà rí yẹn, I can't play. I have to look for that then, because I don't think. Agent Tulawo bí a máa rí. Agent Tulawo. Once again, a very good afternoon from wherever you're watching. I have it, but sometimes they are going to move it. Fold. Okay, yeah, Mutiri. Arrowsmith. Mutiri. Now let me increase. If you're wondering what kind of software we're using, it's called OBS. It is this is a good one, at least if you are of the view whether you want to do something like this. We need as many more media to be doing what we are doing, the campaign, the awareness, even if it's just few minutes, lebale ma ṣe lórí social media. Koikimedia tí wà lórí TikTok, ẹ̀yin náà lọ lórí TikTok. Gbogbo wa náà ni ó yẹ ká jọ máa ṣiṣẹ́ kò ń ṣèyàn kan.
Hello.
Mo ń bọ̀ mo ti rí fídíò tí mo wá and I will play that video. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ máa rántí ojú bàbá tí ó wà nísàlẹ̀ yẹn, òun ló ń pè ní Frederick Lugard. Let's enjoy the video. I'll come back after the video. The video is 24 minutes. Àfi tí máa rí signal láti Ogbomoso ni máa wá stop it. So we will have ample of time to enjoy it.
Hello. And
okay, ẹ já release the sound ẹ̀ jáde ní fáwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa ní orí Instagram. We need to get the sound out. Now let's enjoy it.
Mrs. Karen Smith, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
May I say how delighted we are to be on Passion. We look forward to speaking to an African television station for decades. This is something we have looked forward to for such a long time. We're so happy to be here.
Thank you. Mr. Aaron Smith was a young, bright and principled Oxford University graduate who was recruited by the Colonial office and posted to Nigeria. He took his final examination a year ahead of his class. He also married Mrs. Carol Smith, whom he met while they were both at Oxford University. Together they went to Nigeria, where they had their 2 children. Mr. Aaron Smith, you were featured in a program recently by BBC Radio 4 titled Document, and that was hosted by Mr. Mike Thompson. You are alleged that the British government rigged the first and most important election in the history of Nigeria in 1959 in favor of the North. Am I correct?
Yes.
How long were you in Nigeria for?
From 1955 to 1960. And we were based in Lagos. I was on the staff of the Department of Labour. I was largely occupied with employment problems, all the employment exchanges, and statistics, and international reports, and was kept pretty busy. I was also stationed in Lagos in charge of the capital and port. I was the port labour officer as well, and I also devised a port labour scheme, and later a social security scheme, which was one of the first in Africa, which guaranteed workers some income after they finished work. It was a providence scheme, as I say, it's called the National Providence Scheme, and I was very proud to have put that on the statute book.
I was going to ask you what your role is. You mentioned 3 important. Is there any particular name given to your office while you were there?
I was a labour officer. a senior civil servant. I only intended to stay in Lagos initially for 2 tours of duty. Although, because of this conflict with the elections, there were difficulties. Actually, government wouldn't let me leave the civil service. They were determined that I should stay in the civil service after my 2 tours. And I was offered very considerable incentives, including a knighthood, to stay and work for government. Primarily this was because I had access to the state secrets. I learned, and the Governor-General himself confirmed this to me, that the elections were rigged, contrived. The intention was that the North should rule Nigeria. Even in '56, the northern leaders were very proud and were saying, if they couldn't run Nigeria, never mind elections. They might not join Nigeria, they might leave. And we all thought, well, how would they survive? There were no industries, there's not a great deal of agriculture, some groundnuts in the north. This wasn't very practical at all. And then it was, the Governor-General seemed to be thinking that the North couldn't, even if it won an election, rule Nigeria by itself. The South wouldn't stand for that. So there had to be a partner, either the Igbos in the east or the Yoruba in the west, to team up with the North. What he didn't want was for the 2 southern parties, the Igbo and the Yoruba, to team up to form a government, because he believed the North wouldn't tolerate that and talked about leaving the Federation. So as I learned, in a small way at first, but very rapidly I learned about the election fixing, and as I say, this was confirmed to me by the Governor-General. He actually said that he wanted me to know the truth, because he wanted me to know how much trouble I was in.
You mentioned statistics, you were collecting figures. Is that for labor and unemployed people only, or generally?
Primarily, but obviously my interest was in the population
of Nigeria.
Yes. And Awolowo, the Yoruba leader of the action group, and Chief Enaharo, they too, other people were saying, where are all these millions of people in the north? Where are they? We're going up there to campaign, we want to know. And you see all these, thousands of miles of not very developed countryside, and yet the northerners are claiming that their voting registration figures are larger than in the south, larger, far more people up there. Well, actually, if you went through the Igbo land, Enugu and that, you saw lots and lots of people. If you went to Ibadan, again, Ibadan teeming with millions of people, but we didn't actually see many northerners, and obviously not many northerners at that time came to Lagos. So this did arouse suspicion. Now, the Europeans, not stupid, we're watching what's going on in Nigeria, and we too are beginning to feel there's something not quite right here, that maybe the elections are not going to be as straightforward as they're meant to be. Nigeria was being described as the showcase of democracy, and it was expected that the nationalist leaders would win through. But actually, when the election results were announced by the Governor-General, before the vote was even in, didn't count for that, he didn't wait for that. I have to tell you, the British are counting the votes, and the British cannot be trusted. They look after their friends. Loyalty is a big thing for the British. And we were friends with the emirs of the north. We looked on people like Enaharo and Awolowo as rather dangerous people. They might even be communists. That was ridiculous, actually. They couldn't be communists in 1,000 years. But this was the sort of thing that was being said. And we were, Europeans, were getting a bit worried about all this. It wasn't quite the honest, straightforward election that we were hoping for.
Apart from Professor Anderson and Dr. Patrick Wilmot that supported your submission on the rigged election, there were other people who also served in the colonial office in your days. I mean, who opposed to this submission?
Initially, I was warned of what was going on by my senior officer, a Major Bunker. I didn't know, and I knew that the Governor-General had directed me to take all the office staff of the Ministry of Labour to help Chief Okoti Igbo in politicking in Warri. And this was most irregular, and I refused to do this. Having refused an order, I know what the drill is. You resign. I resigned my post. That is the proper thing to do. What they did then was rather devious. They persuaded me to withdraw my resignation, and when I did, they sacked me. It didn't go through, but I thought it was a bit low after I had resigned and was prepared to leave the country. This was not very nice behaviour. They later withdrew this and said that I had been of some service to the state, and actually commended me for what I had done, and said I could leave Nigeria with splendid testimonials, and we shook hands on this. And this was done with the recognition of the Deputy Governor-General, Sir Ralph Grey. And then I left Nigeria the first time and took up a job as a personnel officer, a very big job, with the Esso refinery. And then government came after me, declared that I was a traitor, and I had betrayed the British people, ought to be imprisoned, and I lost that job. And then they came to me again and said it's all been a big mistake, dreadful mistake. I'm a jolly decent chap, Oxford chap, and they put me on a plane straight back to Nigeria, where I'd make up for the time I'd been away. There was a great deal of good work for me to do, and we fell for this. We shouldn't have gone back, but we did.
Now, if you recall what you said about the role of the Governor-General and the attitude of the British government in particular, regarding the fear that Awolowo, Okoti Igbo, and a lot of them from the south are dangerous, is there a particular reason? Why the fear from the British government? Is it that they don't want to release or relinquish Nigeria? They still want to control Nigeria?
They knew that the North would do as they said after independence. If it had any, the North would just, because it was their habit, they liked the British, whereas the nationalists were an unknown factor. Actually, when they took the flag down and hoisted the Nigerian flag, not one of the major nationalist politicians was there. They weren't even on the platform. This was incredible. These were the people who had sought independence. The people in the North didn't want independence. They didn't want the British to leave. So this was a farce. And for most Europeans who were very close and watching this, we were disgusted. We thought this really had been manipulated, this election. It was unworthy. It was unworthy of the British people, this. This was no honest, straightforward thing that you would expect Britain, the mother of parliaments, to do. This was cheap and low and criminal. And I opposed it. And I opposed it then, and I've opposed it ever since. And I'm telling you the truth. And I was warned, if I told you this state secret, my life could be forfeit.
Earlier on, you said the British government wanted the North in alliance with either of the southern region, either with the Yorubas or with the Igbos.
But
I mean, without which they cannot
do this.
rule the country.
But the problem was that Awolowo was a highly principled man who didn't talk to Awolowo about squalid deals and fixing things. Awolowo was not that kind of person. If you read his books, this man was a world statesman. And his young lieutenant, Chief Enaharo, was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. However, they did do a deal with Zik, Dr. Azikwe, from the east. Dr. Azikwe, there was this big problem in Nigeria. It's the same big problem in America and in Britain. How do you get funds to fight elections? The candidates in Nigeria had no money, but they did have marketing boards, which were a kind of semi-nationalised industry. And they borrowed money from the marketing boards. But there was a suspicion that Dr. Azikwe, who has formed his own bank, the African Continental Bank, was actually bankrupt. But he was borrowing very large sums of money from the marketing boards and not necessarily repaying the loans. We knew this. We had a great secret service. All the politicians' phones were tapped. All the politicians' mail was opened. Everything that any major politician did in Nigeria, we knew in hours. We watched. We knew all that was going on.
Are you saying, in essence, that Dr. Azikwe took money?
He was blackmailed by the British to do our bidding. We told Dr. Azikwe that he could go to prison if an inquiry was carried out into his bank and his financial circumstances. However, we would not want to be vindictive if Dr. Azikwe was cooperative in helping forward the plans that we had made in the best interests of Nigeria. Dr. Azikwe had nothing in common with the northern politicians. He practically loathed the northern politicians. But Dr. Azikwe went north, did as he was told, and what he was promised was this. The real power, effective power, would be in the hands of the northern emirs. However, it would look great if the president was Dr. Azikwe and he was given a field marshal's uniform and an admiral's uniform. He asked, please could he have a row of medals? But they said, well, no, that was a bit difficult, to get the medals. So when the ambassadors started arriving, he was known to be asking people from foreign countries, perhaps they had a medal for his uniform. We thought this was terrible, but it was said that this happened. He was very vain. And for a time he functioned as the first the Governor General, and then when Nigeria became a republic, as the President. But he had no power. And when he did try to tell the army, he said, I'm the Field Marshal, the army's got to do this. They said, hey, you're just a ceremonial figure. You have no power. The Prime Minister, Balewa, gives us our orders. So there was a feeling then that there was going to be trouble. And then it was because the Awolowo and the Action Group had become the official opposition. What we British wondered, how could they win another election without the British counting the votes? There could not be another proper run election without us there. We knew what we were doing. We were just helping things along. We were doing what the British do favouring our friends and looking after our own and repaying favours. We don't call that corruption.
Right. I mean, in essence, what Dr. Azikiwe did, it was forced by the British government to do it.
Yeah.
Collecting money from the marketing board then.
Yeah.
So if any politician here in the United Kingdom tried to do that, it will be in jail. So why did the British government refuse to take action?
Because
Or comment.
if we nipped it in the bud, because we knew it was happening, it was even happening in the West with the Wallowa. They were taking some money. They meant to repay it perhaps, but they were taking money. And I would have said, issue a warning now and say, you've got to behave, because if this is allowed to go on, it'll be a major offence. However, before they actually ran the 1959 election, they needed money for the North and for the NCNC, opposite, to fight the election. So what they did, my senior officer, Major Bunker, went around, was ordered by the Governor General to go to all the major British firms and international firms, Ford, UAC, Leventis, all these firms, and raise money for a slush fund to enable Chief Koikimedia, together with the North, to fight the 1959 elections. The North got most of their money from the native authorities. This was looked on by the British as being okay. This wasn't corrupt because we were friends of the North. And if they tried this in the West or in the East, they might have said this was corruption. But because it happened in the North, the native authorities' public money was poured into the government party, the NPU. So this obviously was a terrible fiddle. We were discriminating against the southern politicians in favour of these northern emirs. What we saw was that this would not be the first act of treachery. They would have to smash the action group, because the action group was strong. And in a fresh election, they would be sure to win. They were pretty honest and regular guys, and a lot of the British quite admired Ogbomoso for his brain power. And they admired Chief Anafra, who was a bit cheeky and young and spirited. And they were both quite admired. There was like right-wing Labour people, nothing revolutionary. And so a great deal of money was raised by my senior officer, Major Bunker, before the 1959 election. And this was money put up by United Africa, by Ford, Shell, BP, and my wife, who was the personal assistant to the general manager of BP Nigeria. She's not going to tell you anything because she was a confidential secretary. I can only tell you that we were very well informed on some of the hanky-panky that was going on in Lagos.
Have you revealed now that the election of 1959 was rigged? The census figure were crooked? I don't know if you have been following the ongoing in Nigeria. Yes, the last general election, the 1979-1980 election, in which Azikiwe was the beautiful bride, and
I have to tell you, sir, that I'm not going to comment.
Okay.
I cannot interfere in Nigeria's domestic politics. I'm a historic figure. I do keep up, naturally, I love Nigeria. And I've kept up with its history of its assassinations and military coups and dictatorships for 50 years. And this has been one of the biggest tragedies in world history, because this potentially was one of the greatest nations on earth. Nigeria was packed with educated, decent people who wanted to serve their country.
Since you lost that job that the government threatened or went behind you to say that you were disloyal to them and you were fired, have you ever worked any other place since? Have you worked in any other company since?
I didn't go to Oxford in the usual way. I came from a very poor family and left school when I was 13 years old. And I served the factory apprenticeship as an engineer, which is very unusual for an Oxford undergraduate. At Oxford also, I trained as a social worker. I'm a fully qualified social worker. So although, and as a personnel officer too, although the government stopped me working when I returned to this country and I was quite ill, I did a lot of voluntary work from this time on, both in the medical field, in the field of young girls. We also had campaigns on comprehensive schools. So I've kept very busy over the decades, although I have been kept out of employment quite deliberately. And when I did take up work, the government came after me and behaved abominably. And they did the most appalling things. They framed me with money missing. When I worked as a humble postman. After I worked as a personnel officer, I delivered the post to the workers who I had employed. And they forced me out of that. They framed me. And later, when I was working in the labour exchange, they used the foulest methods to get me out of work. They told me they would. They said, the Governor General said, unless you do what I say, you will never work.
Well, òun náà ni ẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn láti ẹnu Harold Goldsmith. Ààrí signal láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ wa for now. So I'm just going to read those declaration again. And then we will probably see if more signal will come. So read along with me. This is what we're going to continue to educate ourselves on when it comes to what we need to know. Mokiwe Wentewa Lori, Instagram, and the rest of those of us that are watching from all over the world. My name is OLAMILEKAN. A lot of people ask the question, why do we really want to allow Nigeria to break? And I'm saying, why must Nigeria be put together in the first place? Who gave Babawa Sulaiman Yusuf is a Yoruba I think Ento commented, Koiki, are you okay? Is one of my biggest fan of Yoruba Nation. It's just a complimentary, and I think Mr. Allen, I think you probably got it wrong. Mr. Sulaiman Yusuf is one of our very biggest fan. I did a picture Martin together and always at the rally, because Sigbo rally Tatishe in the last 2 years still attend, and he's always with us here. So he's just checking on me, saying if I'm okay at all. Because I'm sure probably you're like, sometimes it probably be like that. So yeah, you all know what my face looks like. But let's just keep it as it is. Now let's Nigeria was imposed on us. So when people ask the question, especially intellectuals that's sort of Yoruba Nation, it's a deliberate act. Nigeria favor one, but they're just angry. Yoruba Nation. Nigeria. Nigeria was imposed on us. I mean, teba lo wo bottle kan ti man show ní background mi bígbà tó fi wá sínú go wọ́n wá lọ́kẹ̀. Ìwọ wá ń rò pé wọ́n máa ṣoríire nínú Nigeria. Yes, some of us will be okay. Ẹlòmíì máa jalè, ẹlòmíì máa ṣe ritual, ẹlòmíì dẹ̀ máa ṣe just normal business. Ọlọ́run adé ìfàlùbáríkà sí. But in terms of pé tá bá wo in the long run, tá bá wo gbogbo problem tí à ń face nísìn, ìdí tí a ṣe lè ní good security ní Nigeria ni pé a ti wà nínú ìlú tí ò respect in tá ń pè ní
identity.
Anita dẹ̀ ń ṣe yìí àwọn kan máa tún máa bẹ̀rù pé ẹ ṣe gan ìyá wa Liz Dada ìbẹ̀rù yẹn pé Mr. Koiki intenfa yìí sì jẹ́ kákọ̀ọ́ra wà nù Nàìjíríà kó má lọ dógún o èmi á máa béèrè pé ṣé sínú ogun tẹ́lẹ̀ because your country remains the capital poverty of the world ó tẹ̀ ti pẹ́ ó ti tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta tá ti fún yín ní data clock yẹn ẹ jẹ́ lọ fún yín ní data clock yẹn constitution tẹ̀ ń lò fake ni. Number 6 terrorist global terrorism index Nàìjíríà ni ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo world clock ṣe rí world clock mo fẹ́ fi wọ̀n wáyìí òun ni ó máa ń sọ gbogbo ìlú lágbàáyé ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ bí tí Ghana wà níbẹ̀ lénìí ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wá Ghana ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wá Ghana as at today ní Ghana as at 2022 3 million people ló wà ní people the total number of people living in extreme poverty ìyẹn ní Ghana I mean Ghana is a small country it's a small country compared to ìdí táwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà tóbi àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé wọ́n kó gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà together lọ́sẹ̀ sọ máa ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà tóbi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá fúnra rẹ̀ ti wà more than enough láti dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè mo fẹ́ lọ wo ibi tí Ghana wà because Ghana poverty rate ẹ yẹ ká lọ wo Ghana as at today okay what does Ghana rank in poverty tí mo wá gbọ́ngàn nìyẹn mo yẹ pé àwọn náà gbádùn kan lọ títí náà but at least ká bá lọ wo Ghana average of $5.5 per day and I think there's a metro trend. So actually Ghana has declined a little bit. Kotabawo 2012. Ghana has actually declined a little bit, not that much, but at least a little bit. Let's come back to Nigeria where we are focusing our conversation. Because Nigeria the focus point you are. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa from wherever the world where you're watching us today. Mo ti rí signal, so I believe that location táwọn tó ń ṣe rally yẹn wà is very very poor, and that is why there's no signal coming from the two from our team that is on the ground. Ijebu Day is happening next week Friday. Oyo on the 27th, which is Tuesday as well. Let's talk about Nigeria. I want us to look at the data that we have. Okay, let me take you back to, okay. Now I think we have the data for 2022. Let me drop it a little bit the front because OT were too okay. Now OT fits in the same. Let's drop it just a little bit more. And I can monitor my screens as well. My multiple screens that I have here. When you look at Nigeria today, nínú ẹni Yoruba wà, nínú ẹni Igbo wà, Hausa, àwọn náà ni the major ethnic group. Lẹ́yìn la máa sọ àwọn kékèké tó wà láàrin wa. And they are also relevant. It doesn't matter how small they are relevant. And they can be a country of their own without any problem. But when you look at Nigeria, let me take you back to when Buhari government came to power. They came to power in 2015. Kate sọ pé the first 2 years, after the contraction of the PDP, gbogbo àwọn yẹn kọ̀ jẹ́wọ́ left and right, wọ́n sọ gbogbo ara wọn dolówó, olúkálùkù ní bulletproof car, and everybody was enjoying life. Happy Rashid, good evening to you. Mma lórí program, because I'm going to end my program probably in another half an hour because tí battery signal látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ wa, I'm going to end this one because the reason tí mo ṣe tán ni pé so that we can use the signal from there to go on to YouTube and some other platforms. But it seems we're not getting any more signal. Bí ọwọ́ dẹ̀ ti parí program yẹn ni, even though I don't know what the situation is. Let's take a look at 20. This is the actual data to indicate in Nigeria. Okay? So if anybody's watching this right now and you're wondering, why is our people in poverty? Good evening to you, Kenny Ritchie. If you're wondering why is Nigeria poor or why are we in this abject poverty, PDP were there for only God knows how long, and they destroy as much as they can destroy. They stole as much. Yeah, people make money. Now, yeah. But an average Yoruba man in their community in Ogbomosho does not know what is going on because as far as they're concerned, what can you want soon? But the man in Abuja knows where the money is. I won't leave. So when you look at Nigeria, okay, this in 2016, a year after the APC government wọlé, ẹ máa wo data yẹn dáadáa. Ẹ rí pé the total number of people living in extreme poverty was 60,873,000. Kátẹ́ agree pé nígbà tí wọ́n dé pé because of the nonsense tí PDP ṣe, at least ṣe bóyá kó decline ni. Ẹni tó bá agree pẹ̀lú mi ẹ lè comment. Ṣe bóyá kó decline mi pé ó jẹ́ kí nọ́mbà yẹn kó máa lọ sílẹ̀ ni. Àmọ́ bí ó lọ sílẹ̀, bí ó dẹ̀ lọ sókè. Because in tẹ́mi rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé mo máa ń sọ pé is a deliberate act pé wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá àtàwọn ọmọ Igbo àtàwọn Hausa tó ń bẹ nínú Nàìjíríà wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí oríire kó wá sọ́dọ̀ yín. But àwọn kan ní no Mr. Koiki kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o, leadership problem ni o, tá bá ti gbé Peter Obi wọlé nísìnyí ó máa solve gbogbo problem wa, ìdùnnú máa wọlé. Ṣé Peter Obi lè change identity mi sí Nàìjíríà ni? Ìbéèrè ni o. And the same goes with Tinubu and Tiko. Àwọn kò fi wà relevant. That's all. Tẹ́ bá mọ meaning relevant. Kí ẹ kọ́kọ́ Obi ló ń lọ yẹn man. Tinubu ló ń lọ yẹn. Mo kí bẹ̀ bàbá Bákàrẹ̀ Adékúnlé. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yìí nísìn. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ wá sọ pé okay, ṣé ìgbà wo ni ká ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wo data yìí because ká má wà bias. Okay, government tó wọlé ṣé after 4 years ni ká calculate sí ṣé data yẹn, but let me just give you all the data. Let's go to 2017. Tẹ́ bá lọ sí 2017, about 3 million more people were added to the poverty rate. 3 million. Mo kí n bẹ̀ bàbá wa mú ìwà. Ṣé rántí pé mo máa ní kẹ́ ní pen and paper tẹ́mi máa ń ṣe program because ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa kàn kankan sílẹ̀. Excuse me. These are the arguments. Tẹ́ máa sọ fún àwọn tó ń sọ pé one Nigeria. Lè ṣe one Nigeria nítorí pé àwọn ẹ̀yà kan ti borí gbogbo wa, wọ́n bò wá mọ́lẹ̀. Mo kí bàbá wa Samuel Tayo. Ẹ jẹ́ n tún padà sẹ́yìn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí kẹ́ tún lè rí. Ní 2016 bí ṣe sọ, there was about, ká tẹ̀ sọ pé give and take, there was about 61 million Nigerians in abject poverty. Nígbà tó máa fi di 2017, nọ́mbà yẹn gòkè by probably maybe 2 million. That means pé kàkà kí nọ́mbà yẹn máa drop wá sísàlẹ̀, nọ́mbà yẹn ṣe kí ni ó tún gòkè sí ni. So that shows that there is a problem. Reason táwọn kan ṣe wà desperate pé ká wà nínú Nàìjíríà, bàbá wa torí pé àwọn kan lè máa rí comment yẹn máa kà síta. Bàbá wa Kenny Ritchie sọ pé I don't know why Yoruba people, we are so desperate and still want one Nigeria. My question is, if we have Yoruba support Tinubu to become Nigerian president, what do we believe is going to happen after Tinubu regime? I don't think people want to think like that, Kenny Ritchie. Àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ ronú pé after 8 years of whoever becomes the president, whether Peter Obi, Atiku or Tinubu, even if any of the three becomes the president, kí ló máa tún ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn 8 years tó bá ṣe tán? Ṣé àtúnṣe máa padà sí ibi tí a ti ń bọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ni? Mo kí Beauty Hair, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin hair salon tẹ́ wà ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó yẹ pé ẹ̀ ń struggle. Èèyàn bá fẹ́ gẹrun ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ lọ tán generator. Àwọn tó fi wá ṣe irun tó fẹ́ ṣe ìkànnà, ẹ̀yin ò mọ̀ pé business gidi ni business yẹn. Business alálùbáríkà ni. ìlú tẹ wà nínú ẹ̀ ni kò jẹ́ kó dàbí pé onígbà tẹ bá kọ́kọ́ lọ sí church kọ́ fún yín lómi àdúrà kẹwọn síwájú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yín kọ́ fún yín ní omi Quran kọ́ fún yín ní all these things is not necessary. It is just a deliberate act. Okay, somebody say let's compare 2011 to 2015. Separate 2015. Well, I don't have that record, but I can only go as far back as 2016. I will not be able to go back, but I can check that on Google. But according to the word clock, we can only go as far back as 2016. I'll check it later, so I'm not sure because all I've just focused on all the time. No, let me take it back. So now, let's go to 2018. Nígbà tó di 2018, the number also went up again. Let's go to 2019. That was after 4 years of this shit old government. Nígbà tí Buhari máa fi ṣe 4 years, almost 5 million Nigerians were added to that data. Ìwọ tó ń wò mí nísìnyí pé ọmọ owó ta fi ń bọ̀n lórí Koiki ṣe kíákíá owó tẹ̀ ń bọ̀n lórí data wa nǹkan kan. It's because the economy is not growing. Ìlú tẹ́ economy ò bá dẹ̀ grow ẹ máa wà in poverty. Èní nísìn pound sterling is about almost 830 naira to a pound, where dollar is about 719. The question is because we are all inside a country that is not moving forward. Though one must often say we are working to fix Nigeria, we are working to make Nigeria a great country. Àwọn òyìnbó á máa parọ́ fún wa pé we are the most populous black nation. No, we the Yorubas are the most populous ethnic groups. That's all. Let the other people talk about their own. Mo kí ìyá wa Joyce. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí bàbá wa Lárìnwájú Arówólò. Samuel Tayo, welcome on board. Now, ní 2019, after the APC ṣe 4 years, mo kí ìyá wa Grace Senior. We now tó bá ti di 5 o'clock, because I'm not getting any more signal, I'm going to end the broadcast because I have about another interview in about 2 hours and I need to go and relax. Henry, good evening to you, my brother. After the 2019, you would expect that Nigerians would probably got the message, but they were not. They were thinking, oh, it's all APC fault, but we will still bring APC back again because we don't want PDP. Or we will go and bring Peter Obi, and I'm asking the Peter Obi, can Peter Obi tell me the identity of who is Nigerian? What is the identity of a Nigerian? Let's now move forward a little bit. By the time of 2020, the number was actually going up. So that means pé nígbà tí APC dé up to 2022, APC actually added 10 million Nigerians into abject poverty. 10 million. So that means for the past 8 years, I go back again to 2016, ẹ wo data yẹn dáadáa, ẹ yọ 8733 yẹn kúrò, ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ stick to 60 million. Okay? So nígbà tó máa fi di ẹ̀ṣẹ̀gan ìyàwó Florence Azan, just reason say Nigeria is not a conquered territory as in US, where states were created along the lines of warlords and their British-Irish region. Nigeria would have been better off in British regional setting. Happy Sunday, Florence Azan. Now, I want us to look at the data. We have 60 million of you back home. Lẹ́ni ní 2016 tó wà nínú bracket a máa sọ pé ìlú tí ó jẹ́ #1 capital poverty of the world. By the time this government will be completing its tenure, they've added extra tabati your 977 yẹn kúrò. So extra 9 million Nigerians have been added. Lẹ́ni average poverty threshold is less than $2. Bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn, ẹ̀mẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín ní $2 lápò. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó wà nílé náà wọ́n kàn struggle ni o. Tó fi ra data, tó fi ń gbọ́ wa. Wọ́n struggle gidi ni. Ẹlòmíì wò pé kóun fi ibi panú. Òun á wá kọ̀ọ̀kan tóun kàn máa fi jama. Olúkálùkù máa ń hustle ni. Àtẹni tó ń ṣe fraud, ó ń hustle. Àtẹni tó ń jíyàn gbé, ó ń hustle. Everybody dey hustle. Normally, ó yẹ kẹ́ ní iṣẹ́ gidi tẹ́ máa ṣe. whether you are in the production line, whether you are in the private sector, whether you are in the public sector, whether you are a self-employed. But the way Nigeria is, if you keep Nigeria again, you will all Sherry data 10 way. 9 million of you were added into the abject poverty. And why imagine the battle of Fumalaye si ko to lọ wọlé again. Kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n wọlé. Ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa Kẹ́hìndé Joseph. Wọ́n ní poverty capital ní o. Kò ń ṣe capital poverty. Poverty capital of the world. Okay, poverty capital of the world. Okay, ẹ ṣe gan ni for the correction. Somebody also say Lade Olakunrin Mr. Koike. Typical example is me o. Omo, it is not easy catching up with update on Yoruba Nation. Ẹlòmíì máa ń kọ́kọ́ ya data. Tó bá ti wá ra data, wá kọ́kọ́ gbọ̀n yẹn yọ ná. And that is why we cannot share it the longer tá a bá ń slow pé kó máa pẹ́. Ẹ̀yin ẹ máa wo data yìí tó wà níwájú mi. 9 million Nigerians were added into the poverty capital. Bí bàbá wa ṣe correct wa. Thank you so much, for that. Nigeria is a crime scene. And some of us that are saying that Nigeria is not working, but some are saying, Mr. Koike, wo gbogbo ariwo tẹ́ ń pa yìí jọ, jẹ́ ká máa manage o. Mo ní manager kẹ̀. Ogun máa ti dé nìyẹn. Nígbà tí ọmọ Yorùbá bá ń sọ pé ká máa manage Nàìjíríà, kẹ́rí pé wàhálà ti dé, ẹ̀gbọ́n ìtútù ti dé, àwọn máa ń bì. Tó bá ti dé, mo máa ń mọ̀ pé ti wà lórí ètò pẹ̀lú mi. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín láéláé, Mr. Kunle Bakers, with your super chat for the Sunday. We're just 20 minutes. I'm not meant to do a program or a commercial transmission, but it seems we're not getting signal from Ogbomosho or Biawade to Paris rally. Even though I was still thinking that the rally is still going ahead, we refresh Latencon, but I'm not picking any signal. It shows the poor coverage of how Yoruba land is. Yeah, no more signal is coming from them in the last almost an hour. Once again, this is just a Sunday Mawalori program Babarole later on tonight, so I'm not going to stay too long, but I'm just going to complete this in just 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Just reason also say the reason why an individual smart president would not make any impact whatsoever on the downward spiral of Nigeria state is because the constitution and the setup of Nigeria is fundamental flaw. So my question fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń sọ pé okay Koiki yes okay APC ò ṣe dáadáa but abátú lọ gbé Tinubu wọlé Tinubu máa wá change gbogbo ẹ̀. Who is telling you that? Because there's something that we need to understand, which is that the constitution that Nigeria is currently running on, Mokiyi Prince Iyade Adesoji, Prince ò kì í ṣe pet name, ẹni tó bá ń jẹ́ Prince á jẹ́ pé wọ́n ní lineage ìran ọmọ ọba. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọba aládé o, gbogbo wọn ló mọ̀ pé identity wa kò ń ṣe Nigeria, but àwọn náà wọ́n ní wọ́n lè sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ní okay, that's fine.
Identity.
The fact of being who or what a person or thing is. Ta ni wá? Àwa ìran ọmọ aládé, àmọ́ à ń sọ fún àwọn kábíyèsí, à ń sọ fún àwọn ọba, wọ́n ní àwọn kan tẹ̀ ní a ti sọ̀rọ̀ sáwọn ọba pé nígbà tá a ti sọ̀rọ̀ sáwọn ọba wọ̀ ní right láti dá sí. Mo ní wàhálà dé báyìí. But ọba wà okay bí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bó ṣe rí jágajàga tó rí jógojògo, ọba ṣẹ̀ máa bẹ gọ́vnọ̀ kó wá ṣe títí àdúgbò òun. Tó bá wá fẹ́ ṣe patí, wàá da yanrìn sádùúgbò kan. Mo rántí gbà tó fẹ́ ṣe Petrolex, wọ́n ṣẹ̀ lọ da yanrìn síbẹ̀ káwọn olówó lè fi kọjá smoothly. Nígbà táwọn olówó ti lọ, mẹ̀kúnnù bá ń jìyà. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè o. Mo kí n bẹ́ẹ̀ Akimi Global Enterprise. Eléyìí ò ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu, kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ Peter Obi, kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ Àtíkù. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa identity wa. Oh, you are from Ọlá Ọ̀rọ̀gún. Àbí Ìlá Ọ̀rọ̀gún lẹ fẹ́ sọ? Ọlákẹ̀, Ìlá Ọ̀rọ̀gún lẹ fẹ́ sọ yàbí? Ìlá Ọ̀rọ̀gún àbí Ọlá Ọ̀rọ̀gún lẹ mean? Because mo mọ̀ pé bàbá mi kan wà ní Ìlá Ọ̀rọ̀gún ní Ọ̀ṣun State, ìyẹn wà. Ìyàn kan ní all the Yoruba king are politicians. So ìyẹn ìgbà tó wá jẹ́ politician yẹn, ìyẹn ni pé kí identity wa kí ó má lè wá sókè. Ó mà ṣe o. Torí àsìkò, ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ lọ ka declaration ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kan sí láyé. Èní ni Sunday, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Mùsùlùmí, Kristẹni. Ó dáa ká máa gbàdúrà. Kò sí ní tàdúrà ò lè ṣe. Ìjà tá à ń jà ìjẹ̀mí ni. the spiritual realm of it is very, very tough. Mo wo film kan lọ, mo ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wo ni, mo kàn wo díẹ̀ lánàá. And that is kí lorúkọ film tí mo wò yẹn o. Ó dà ẹ jẹ́ kí n mò ń bọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Ẹ gbádùn eléyìí kí n fi padà dé. Jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀.
Navy blue check. Jakamo. 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 Just Igbo. Just Igbo. Igbo. Oh, God, you are confused. The love is too much. 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 Jakamo. Jakamo. Let's go. For the island of black. Navy blue check. Jakamo. 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 Just Igbo. Just Igbo. Igbo. Oh, God, you are confused.
ẹ má bínú pé mic mi ti wà muted, it's back. Ẹ má bínú. Ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn pípa tí mo fẹ́ play you don't see Igboho lẹ́ẹ̀kan ni mo muted. The sound is back. Mo kí bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí sorry mo sọ pé kọ́lọ́run kó bá wa tẹ ilẹ̀ fún ẹni rere tó lọ. Ìyẹn Alhaji Adisa Adogun, a family man, a businessman that was killed. The voice is back. The voice is coming back. Once again, we are still watching. And somebody says also, torí pé ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, Yoruba kings are colonial administrator that collecting 5% of monthly allocation, so they are not for us. How many people agree with that? The sound is back. I read my comments, so it won't be long before I pick up that something is not right. Now, let me just read quickly, what we're about to complete, which is a declaration. Declaration on the granting of independence to colonial countries and peoples. Kò ń ṣe èyí tí wọ́n spread káàkiri lórí social media látànà pé UN ti gbà wá. All that is just a fake news. Ẹni tó ṣì ń sọ pé no sound ẹ̀ jẹ́ bá ń táìpù fún kókó jáde nínú platform kó tó wọlé padà. Bí a fóònù tó ń lò, bí a location náà lọ ti ń wò wá. Ìlú jagbajagba. Ìlú tó ti àlákà. Mo rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá ìyá mi Oyíndàmọ́lá Lateef Ọlọ́runṣọ́ mo kí yín. Kọ́sẹ̀m Ọláwálé mo kí yín. Fẹ́mi Adéyẹmí Yorùbá nation ó ti dúró lágbára Elédùmarè. Sunday Jídé Yorùbá nation no going back. Ayọ̀níò Abídèmí, good afternoon to you as well, my beautiful Yoruba sister. Comrade Aṣíwájú Bello Pẹ̀lúmi, up Yoruba nation now. Ifádàrè, my brother. Look at the condition of our people. Síkírù Àlàní mo kí gbogbo yín. Now let's read this quickly because of the time is really pushing. This is a resolution that came out in 1960, December 14 precisely. The General Assembly, mindful of the determination proclaimed by the peoples of the world in the Charter of the United Nations to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in dignity and worthy of human person, in equal right of men and women, and of nations large and small, to promote social progress and better standard. I'm not going to read all that to bore us. I want us to focus on this particular one. Number 1 to 7. Number 1, the subjection of peoples to aligned subjugation, domination, exploitation constitute a denial of fundamental human rights, is contrary to the Charter of the United Nations, and is an impediment to the promotion of world peace and cooperation. Number 2, all peoples have the right to self-determination. Ṣẹ̀rí fíà pé mo kí ìyàwó ayẹyẹ oge ẹ̀káàbọ̀ yàwá. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń bẹ̀rù pé ṣá ní right òun náà kọ sí bíbá ní number 2 yẹn ẹ jẹ́ highlight ẹ̀kẹ́ lè rí dáadáa. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátá ló ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti jà fún òmìnira self-determination. Òun náà dẹ̀ ló wà ní bíbá. United Nations kọ́ ló ń fúnyàn nílùú o. United Nations kọ́ ló ń sọ pé bá ṣe máa ṣèlú yín lélẹ̀ ẹ lọ declare. Àwa la máa ṣe the necessary process. A máa wá submit application láti di member àgbáyé tá à ń pè ní United Nations. United Nations ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ òye bàbá wa kan tẹ̀ send message sí mi lánàá wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki ìgbà tí Buhari ti wá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí àwọn rò kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Yorùbá Nation mọ́ ní no kí lẹ mean by that. Buhari ò lè ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Palestine tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ but kò ní jáde wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá Nation. But according to United Nations òfin tó ti wà tí Nigerian government ṣẹ́rí Nigeria as it is still a sovereign country until tá bá dissolve it. So this notation or this argument pé Buhari bá ti dé United Nations ó gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá Nation ni. It's not going to talk about Yoruba Nation. But tẹ́ bá wo document tó wà níwájú yìí tí mo fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń pè ní the Declaration of Granting of Independence. Buhari tó ò bá mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ Malami tó jẹ́ the Attorney General of the Federation will know about, because president does not have to know everything. Ìyẹn ló ṣe máa ń ní àwọn oríṣiríṣi èèyàn tó ń bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́. So tí a bá jáde tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń pariwo fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa tí a ti ń ṣe báyìí láti the last 3 years tó dẹ̀ di pé a jáde fún mega rally láìpẹ́ yìí. Buhari government ò ní right láti sọ pé a ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti jà fún self determination. Kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe Buhari gangan là ń bẹ̀rù torí pé ìfíà pé tá a bá jáde wọ́n máa kó sójà síta wọ́n máa pa gbogbo wa. Èmi máa ń sì béèrè pé how ẹ ti sọ bọ́ ṣe ókè ṣọ́kọ̀ máa yìnbọn pa gbogbo yan ni then so gbogbo kinní yẹn kò ní wá hàn ságbáyé. Ṣé tọ́ bá wá ń pa wá yẹn ṣé wọ́n máa sin wá ní mass burial ni bí àṣà mass burial. Just reason say it is all false that UN has discussed Yoruba nation recognition with Buhari. Please quickly. I've talked about that since yesterday. That is just a fake news. It's just that somebody just sat somewhere, draft that and put it on social media and everybody is saying congratulations. Yes, we will congratulate ourselves and that would happen at the appropriate time, which is not too far away. But pé letter kan tó jáde, I don't even have to read it anyway because as far as I'm concerned, it's just a rubbish that somebody just put out there. Just to, I don't know the reason for that, but it doesn't make any sense. But the most important thing tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ ni pé a ní ẹ̀tọ́, ẹ má kí n tún sọ òyìnbó tó pọ̀ jù, a ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti sọ pé a lè dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. That whatever is circulating that says congratulations, if you come across it, just delete it. Is as fake as nonsense. It's just whoever put that out, I don't know what is behind it. And I don't know the reason for that. Once again, this is a Sunday. We couldn't get more transmission coming from Ogbomosho. So that's why we're doing what we are doing now. Mo kí bàbá wa Olúṣèyí Ọláolú. So nígbà tí wọ́n ti sọ fún wa pé a ní ẹ̀tọ́, ó tún wá sọ pé àwa ọmọ onílẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí àwọn kan support wa wọ́n ń ṣe Tinubu wọ́n ń ṣe PDP wọ́n ń ṣe Peter Obi ìyẹn ọ̀pọ̀ àwa àwọn kọ́ ló ní ilẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n ní right sórí ilẹ̀ yẹn but àwọn kọ́ ló ní tó fi máa sọ fún wa pé àwa kọ́ ni a nílẹ̀ indigenous people ló nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà kọ́ ló nílẹ̀ and that is what even Jonathan says here and let me just quickly play that one more time.
How we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western Region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation. And the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Ahmadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. They thought, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country. This is...
Okay, so that is Jonathan, and we will leave that. and then quickly play this one, and then I will. The transmission is not going to be coming back from Ogbomosho because because ilẹ̀ ti ṣú, so I've just got a message from them, so we're not going to get any more transmission, and we appreciate those. Even if it was just as beautiful as it was, we got the message and they delivered the message very well. So I've just spoken to them. Our team are already so they need to leave early torí ọ̀nà ò dá.
They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria, where they kind of took a bunch of independent nations who don't have anything to do with each other, don't even speak each other's language, don't relate. Many of them were even enemies and warring at the time, smushed them all together and drew these arbitrary lines around them and called them countries and named those countries.
Right.
And then said, now y'all get along and do a country for us and be a union for us. And then go through, contentious, bloody independence processes that never really yield any real independence. You're still part of a commonwealth afterwards.
True.
And you have the eternal meddling in your affairs and the eternal extraction of your resources and the eternal fomenting of divisiveness and infighting in order to be able to control you. This is what an oppressor does, a colonizer does. These are tactics and strategies of dominance.
Right.
We were subjected to that as a larger unit of Nigeria. And then when the Igbo people said, we want our own thing, let's go and do that. Well, it so happened to be that the territory that this new country of Biafra was going to be in included very, very rich oil reserves. And the British were not going to let go of that.
Wow.
And the people that they had put in power, that their puppet Nigerian governments weren't going to do that either because they needed it for the Nigerian project.
Right.
And Britain needed it for its own interests and uses. So Great Britain got directly involved in this civil war and in the war for independence, and decided that they would do everything to make sure that Biafra did not go.
Wow.
And this everything meant directly funding genocide of the people of Biafra.
Well, ṣé òun nìkan ló sọ ẹjẹ́ agbọ́n tí Bill Clinton tóun náà sọ níbí báyìí?
But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials, the warden of Rhodes House, who was Viscount Montgomery's aide de camp in World War II, said, you're going to have to leave Vietnam. For the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war. 3 million people died. But we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. People want to chart their own course. They have to feel secure in their own life.
People, ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí Bill Clinton mo pọ́sẹ̀, they have to feel secure in their own identity. Ẹ jẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ àkọlẹ̀ Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, èèyàn mélòó lórí kìíní bẹ̀rẹ̀ torí tí mò ń kà yẹn. They have to feel, mò ń kọ́lẹ̀ ní o síbí báyìí, secure. Ǹjẹ́ àwa secure pẹ̀lú àwọn tá a wà nínú ẹ̀? Kò mí pé wọ́n lè bá wa gbé, but I feel secure because of our identity. Bill Clinton sọ pé they have to feel secure in their own. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo sọ pé torí identity la ṣe ń jà o. Gbogbo ti Fúlàní pa wọ́n ń gé wa lórí yẹn. Díẹ̀ nìyẹn. Identity. Once again, a very good evening. As we are now just some few seconds away to end this program, ẹ jẹ́ kí n kàn rewind ibẹ̀ yẹn díẹ̀ sí. Ẹ jẹ́ agbọ́n tí Bill Clinton sọ. He's the former, a very powerful man. during his own time, and it's still very powerful. Àfi ṣerú mọ́. Mo ti sọ fún yín pé identity ti Bill Clinton náà sọ̀rọ̀ òun lélẹ́yìn náà.
Identity.
The fact of being who or what a person is. Òun náà ni Bill Clinton fi sọ̀rọ̀ ní bíbá. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbọn tó sọ.
Want to chart their own course, they have to feel secure in their own identity.
They want to feel secure and, save our own identity. So on that note, as I take you back again to this document before we end this program today, I want us to remember, anytime anybody bá ń sọ fún yín pé in tá à ń ṣe yìí ó lòdì sófin, ẹ sọ fún wọn pé irọ́ ńlá ni o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ìyàwó ọ̀jọ̀ra Elizabeth ní our ethnicity is Yoruba. We want to gain back our identity, period. We are not fighting anybody. We don't even have the means to fight anybody. We are just a very good people, and that is why Baba Akintoye wrote a letter to the presidency, and we've given them up to end of this month. As of today, we are just 5 more days. 5 more days. Once again, thank you so much for those of you that keep supporting us, especially our platform. Mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń pè wá náà lẹ́yìn advice kéékèèké tẹ̀ ń fún wa. Mr. Koiki, ẹ ṣe báyìí, ẹ má sọ báyìí, ẹ ṣe báyìí. We appreciate. Once again, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Kehinde Joseph Kashimawo. And I've actually, so that Kimachumaloma son, you actually told me is poverty capital. So Nigeria is poverty capital. Nigeria ìlú òṣì. Kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní ìlú òṣì o. Ṣé rí orúkọ yẹn òun ni problem wa. So once again, before I complete this live transmission, because the live transmission you've been watching, probably maybe you've just joined us. 7 minutes past 5 p.m. local time here from London. All peoples, all the Yoruba people, gbogbo ìran ọmọ aládé, àtẹni tó fẹ́, àtẹni tó fẹ́, àtẹni tó disagree, àti ìyálàta tó disagree, àti ẹni tó wà ní bank tó disagree, àtẹni tó wà ní custom tó disagree, àtẹni tó wà ní immigration, àti àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó sì ń sọ pé gbogbo yín náà la understand tẹ́ ń fẹ́, but ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí ìyọ̀pọ̀ kì í ṣe ọmọ ẹni ò kì í ṣèdí kọ́ lọ gbé lẹ̀kẹ̀ sídìí ẹlòmíì, irú ìlìkẹ̀ wo lẹ fẹ́ gbé sídìí onídìí. Ẹ má stress ara yín. 1999 constitution ò lè jẹ́ kí yàn kankan rí kankan ṣe, irọ́ black lie ni, torí pé àwọn senate yín, àwọn tó pọ̀ níbẹ̀, àwọn northerners ni. So don't let anybody fool us. But ṣé láwọn tó wà nílé tó bá ti dé fìlà Tinubu, tó dé fìlà Atiku, tó wọ aṣọ Peter Obi, mo rí wọn ní Abuja lánàá tó ń káàkiri bí ẹṣin oníwòlímọ̀. For them, àwọn ọ̀sáré identity o, ayé Nàìjíríà làwọn sá. And you ask yourself, àwọn ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa identity, àwọn ń sáré Nàìjíríà. Ṣé rí kọ́rọ̀ yẹn make sense? Ó make sense. So, Drizzle Fresh, thank you so much. Yeah, poverty capital of the world. Yeah, poverty capital of the world. Òun ni Nàìjíríà. Ìlú tí àwọn tí ò rí jẹ, tó ò rí mu, tó pọ̀ sí jù, bí ayé ìṣe dùn tó, òun ni Nàìjíríà. And that is where we're going to end our conversation this evening. Like I said, about 2 hours from now, I'll be joining at Baba Role 10:10 just for more conversation on Yoruba Nation. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Ìwọ tó bá ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà, máa sọ fún ìwọ tó ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà. No, Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà. Bàbá yìí ló pè wá ní Nàìjíríà. So Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà. And on that note, have a very good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us. My name again is Olayomi Koiki. I'll be back, like I said, but it will be on Baba Role 10:10, where I will be transmitting with him later on. Moki Dr. Benjamin, thank you so much as well. Enta Badaruko, Emma Fishebino, mo appreciate gbogbo yín tí ẹ ń gbọ́ wa. All our listeners, Rotmark 22, Olumide 005. I'm not sure why I can't see the names of the others. I don't know why that normally happens, but I appreciate every single one of you. And that's about it. Let's see some of your comments. Love _in Africa _style. The British government will suffer. They must suffer because the reason why our people are suffering is because the British actually put us in this situation. Some people say, no, they've given us independence. It is your leader. It is the leader that is not making Nigeria work. And I say, okay, fine. Maybe they should have not given us independence and just leave us the way we were kingdom. They destroyed a kingdom and they are now cherishing their own kingdom. What an amazing world we are living. Go and watch Bigger Than Africa. All hail Biafra. All hail people from Arewa land. We don't hate, we are humanity people. We don't hate anybody. But we just don't want to live together, name Nigeria. You can come and live in our society and our country, but we'd like to know who you are. Just like I live here in UK and the British government knows me very well. And I don't think the British government will allow thank you so much, love_in_Africa. I don't think the British government will allow terrorists to be operating in this country. So why then do we want to, or am I going to tell a British citizen to change their identity? I don't think they're going to change their identity. So why was our own identity changed? It is a deliberate act. Happy birthday to our man, the one and only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today is actually his birthday. I almost forgot, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's birthday today. We love him so much for putting himself out there. I don't think a lot of people understand that when you put yourself out there for such a cause that we are fighting, it takes everything. We appreciate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the good job he's doing. On behalf of humanity, he's not just fighting for Biafra, he's fighting for the humanity. Because if you go and look at, I think, an interview he granted at the front of the Nigerian embassy in 2007, if I can remember, fighting for the cause of those in the northern part of Nigeria that have been massacred. Just as Chief Sunday IGBOHO is doing the same thing. So I want every one of us to continue to pray for his good health. According to his lawyers. Let me go quickly. Even if I have to give Mazi another 3 minutes, it's worth it. He sacrificed a lot. The government actually kidnapped him. Don't let anybody tell you that, all these 1 million march for Peter B. Those ones are just wasting their time because they are keeping the identity of Nigeria. Stupid people. Imagine people are fighting for the, once again, Nnamdi Kanu, it is the great Iroko birthday. When it's called somebody Iroko, we love him so much and we continue to pray for good health. Holy, holy, holy Nnamdi Kanu. Let me see if I can find just the video. Let's just hear his voice. Let's see if I can get a video of him. Now, I want the one that he actually spoke, not the one that you have a voiceover of him. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. I say, holy. Okay, I think he spoke here. Let's see. Let's see before we go. Okay.
I want Biafra land to be calm and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people, not to kill them. We are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. We will continue to do so. I'm no, not at all. What should I do? It's what we expect to have. But I want our people to be very calm.
He wants his people to be very calm.
And peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful.
Calm and very peaceful.
We are fighting to defend our people.
We are fighting to defend our people, not to kill them.
We are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here.
Don't let anybody fool you and say the Biafrans are the one killing. It is the Nigerian government that is killing the Biafrans, but they're telling lies. So that is how far we're going to go today. Thank you so much once again. If you are looking for this document, I'm going to share it again with some of us so that we can go and read it. It is that document that gives us everything. We love all our leaders. We appreciate them for the work that they are doing. We pray for long life from Babakitoye to all those professor that we don't even know that, underneath there, they're working quietly and we don't have to know them because, the government actually wants to know everybody and then go after them and kill them before that. Happy birthday once again to Mazin Ambekan. My name is Olamileka. And on that note, I say, have a very good evening. Thank you once again for watching. And this is our anthem. Bye for now. Lọ́pọ̀ ire ẹ̀yin ọmọ Odùduwà wọ́n sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ ẹ máa jẹ́ kí ògo ìfọ́sí yọ ní kíákíá. Bye for now.